Okay, go ahead.
Hey, hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Cat Eyes again. Dojo, what's up, brother? Welcome. Crow, thanks for making it. Cats, thanks for having us again. Real quick. um, yeah, man. What up?
Hello.
What up,
What's up?
everybody? Thanks for having me again, Kat.
Oh, you're welcome. Thanks for coming, Jojo. And of course, Scarecrow. Thanks for joining us again. Um,
You're welcome.
Go ahead, Tata.
Yeah, we were just having a little discussion before we started. If you just want to start talking about your location and stuff and how, it's just if you just want to get right back into what you were saying, Dojo, it was some good stuff. I don't even know where to start from, but um,
Sure, no problem. What I was mentioning here in the back, offline, when we decided to go live with, was that where I've been putting all my eggs this year so far. You know what I mean? I kind of been putting all my eggs into my state, and more specifically my county, and it's been geared. It's been geared by I don't want to say it. I guess it's been geared by the pain and struggles of everyone that's around me, you know. And what I'm leading to do is going back live. I'm gonna go back live, um, but this time it's a little different. This time is like I'm hoping to motivate people to begin broadcasting their own news from their state. I mean, don't get me wrong; it's great that we have these panels and these discussions. Some of us have grown quite fond of each other. I mean, although what the discussions that we're tackling, um, I strongly feel that it'll have a bigger impact on society if we were tackling it from our states that we live in, kind of like how the government divides everything through jurisdictions, should I say? And that way, it's easier for people to resonate with the information. Like um, when I begin live streaming again, all the information that I will be discussing, exposing, all the rocks I'll be turning over, it would be all the illegal stuff and all the inhumane things that are being done here in California. Now, hopefully, those in other states see the trend that I'm causing and do the same. I was mentioning to Trotter, as well as Cats, how California is in debate right now with each other, with themselves. They want to divide our state. I mean, all the counties that are located near the beach fronts, that goes up and down the Pacific Ocean area, the beachfronts, they
mhm.
want to divide themselves away from California. So basically, what they're telling us is that we're not smart enough, we're too poor, they don't see no future in us, and so they want to they want to split California down the middle after the fact they have a chance to divorce the government. Um, there's so much things that I want to expose
Wow,
about.
that's wild.
Yeah, it's
There
so
used to
much.
be talks about California separating from North and South, but now it's more of a what the coastal folks against the inland.
Yes, yes, it is. It's now it's
Wow, that's
coastal
interesting.
folks against us inlands. Good job. Yeah.
Wow, wow, that's interesting. Because I remember they wanted to separate the North from the South because it's basically almost two different states in a sense. But now you're telling me that what they're trying to do here is, um,
Yes.
God, do a coastal folks against the inland. Wow, that's
Mm-hmm.
talk
And what they're
about
calling
dividing. You know.
the coastal folks are calling their portion of California the Republic portion, and and they're leaving us abandoned, and that's what caused me to really recognize what's, like I mentioned, what's going on right under my own nose. I mean, I we can, I guess I can speak for myself. I don't want to shoot too high, all right, because I'm not really aiming for anything other than to assist and help people. And so obviously there's no reason to even be shooting too high in the first place. And so when I see all the information that I've collaborated in these last couple of weeks, it's truly letting me know that this is what I'm supposed to do from here until I'm given a different type of mission. And like I said, and that is to bring strength and support right here in California, mainly locally in my county, because like I've mentioned, my county's hospital has been closed. Um, there was a doctor, okay, and it's not a big secret because once I do go live, I will be showing everything to keep my audio with my visual. The doctor is by the name of Dr. Kumar, Dr. Pramod Kumar. the gastrointestinal surgeon. I tracked surgeon here in Tulare County for at least 15 to 20 years. When he moved to Tulare, he decided to in Tulare. And by doing so, he was hired by Tulare Hospital. Tulare Hospital hired Dr. Kumar just to be a GI specialist. Over the years, he grew his reputation with the local people. And before you knew it, he became the director of the hospital as well as the GI specialist of the hospital. And by doing so, he began to funnel money out of the hospital and into private accounts and offshore accounts. All the while, he's found himself another woman to marry. He's an Indian man, so that's just part of their customs. They can have multiple wives. And so by doing so, he bought her the biggest house in Tulare County. He also purchased the second and third biggest house right next to it. To make a short story very short, he ended up so neglecting so many patients because he was doing so much as a director that even one of his wives by the name of Gupta, she was sued for a couple of million because she ended up doing something wrong in surgery, and a woman started, literally shitting through her vagina. And so, by the end of all of it, when Kumar was fired from the board, the hospital was so broke that they had to close the hospital. And before they did so, all the employees, including the X-ray techs and the nurses, and everyone went without pay for about 3 weeks, for about a month. Everyone went without pay. And then they came to the city, asking the city of Tulare, will they support them financially to keep the hospital open? And by doing so, the city of Tulare went to Korea Delta, which is the closest hospital in our area besides Tulare. And Korea said the only way they'll help if they change the name to Korea. And so at the end of everything, as they fired Kumar, this is another doctor, he brings 5 diesels, at 3 a.m, with 5 long beds on it, and he takes everything out of the hospital. The brand new CT scan. We've put millions and millions of dollars into this new hospital, new stuff, and he cleaned it out, all of it. And so it lets me know that that hospital is not going to be opened again because now it needs to be reestablished. But at the same time, why weren't anyone doing anything about it? Because it was all unlawfully. And as soon as somebody brought it to the police department's attention, the chief of police was fired. And so it lets me know that not only in small counties that this tyranny goes on, but they have minions. The government officials have minions all the way down to the mayor, to the mayor of the state, all the way down to the smallest county. I'll yield the floor.
Yeah. So, that has to happen in a lot of places. I'm sure other people can testify about having similar circumstances in their towns, having crooked people running the administration for a hospital. I'm sure that's happened often. It's probably some sort of scam. Obviously, it is a scam, but yeah, that's some bad karma. I need to be that guy.
Yeah,
You said he's Indian. They practice karma, and right? Don't they believe in karma and whatnot? And, oh man, he's gonna get it. The panel think.
He was my primary care physician for well over 7 years. He also supported me in a court of law in Fresno County when I was in some trouble, not in criminalistic trouble, but I was in some trouble, and he also supported me there. I don't have any animosity towards Dr. Kumar because he's always been good to me. Although it's what's fair is fair, and I know it appears that these crooked things go on all over because they do. My main point of expressing it is because I can keep the audio with the visual, and it's true. Those who begin to see that, wow, it's just that easy to develop content, righteous content, exposure content right up under your nose, right in your own state, will begin to see that it's more effective. I'll give you another example, which is true. I've still been battling this chronic bradycardia. Okay, I've been diagnosed with bradycardia about 6 months ago. Okay, And
Mm-hmm.
and now that I'm going to another cardiologist, because the first one we did not get along. The things that I had to go through in order for me to get there, the reason why people are beginning to have so much anxiety and stress in their life is because of those people who feel they can, I guess, nonchalantly pay no attention on the job. I'll give you an example. Saturday, I had another episode. Okay, felt like my heart was down to like 38 beats. Okay, and when this happens, I feel like I'm stroking out, and my wife usually takes me to the hospital. But this time, I go to the closest ER thing, because obviously the hospital's closed. Okay, and so once I'm discharged out of there, I go and see my primary care. But it's Saturday, and he's gone, and so I get one that's just a stand-in. And the stand-in one, so he runs tests on my heart, and he expedites everything. He expedites my authorization in order for me to go home with a Holter monitor. He also expedited my authorization for me to go see my new cardiologist that my wife referred me to, who she worked for in the past. Okay, and that was Saturday. When Monday came, that was Saturday, and so as I'm leaving the clinic, the clinic, right? And I go to the desk. I'm expecting everything that the doctor has done for me and wrote in my file for everyone else to understand, just like me. And so when Monday comes, here I go driving 30 minutes out to the place to go pick up the Holter monitor. The Holter monitor is a mobile EKG machine that monitors your heart. So as I'm driving to this location that I was given by the clinic, I get there and come to find out they don't carry it. Okay, so now I'm kind of upset because it's like I'm getting the runaround, and so they refer me to another place. I go to the other place, they don't carry it, and so that place refers me to another place. I go to that place, they don't carry it. I go all the way back to the clinic, right? This is on Tuesday. I did all that on Monday. Now on Tuesday, I go back to the clinic. I'm talking to these people about, you're sending me over everywhere looking for this Holter monitor, but no one has it, And so what they're doing is passing the puck, and I'm doing my own footwork as the patient. And so while I'm talking to them, I get frustrated because I normally do. And so I leave. And so when I left, I go home. My wife calms me down, and so I call back over there. And when I call over there, one of the ladies decides to transfer me to the the authorization nurse. The authorization nurse is the one who can expedite my new referral, because obviously it doesn't match the address that they gave it to me for. Okay, and so while I'm on the phone with her, she tells me that when I go see my cardiologist here in about a week, that he'll authorize me the Holter monitor, and I can take it from there. And so it pissed me off, because it's like what she really did was overrule my doctor's order, and I'm his patient. And so what I'm trying to say, without being long-winded, is that there's people who are working and there's people who are working in these fields who are not servicing people appropriately. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with this, because I noticed that my state and my county is suffering so bad that it's really easy. It's an easy fix. And
it's almost malpractice.
It's malpractice. Exactly. And so what happened was that I called this morning, and I went hammer. And I went off. And when I went off on them, that so well that I got everything done in a couple of hours. Everything done, because just like Mr. Crow said right now, it sounded like, and that's the narrative that I ran on him. I told him everything that I'm telling y'all, but with more aggression. Well, not aggression, because then it'd have been hot. But I told him more like direct, that this is neglect. This is because you cannot make this many mistakes with one patient, because now it makes it seem like you're making these mistakes deliberately, and that really got them. They did everything all in a couple of hours for me, because like I said, I was going to push the line on them.
It is an act of negligence. Yeah, it's malpractice. It is.
But it's not
You're getting
for me
well.
either.
It's just it shouldn't be that way. You know what I mean? Honestly, like what the heck, Go ahead, Crow.
Yeah, that my stepdad and my mom used to deal with nursing home and all these. I mean, this is kind of common knowledge that some of these workers don't take their job serious, and the patients are really affected by it. Like, there's people that steal money from these. I mean, there's just, again, it's you can't. You have to have the heart to do those jobs, and I think sometimes people that get hired, they get hired for the wrong, motives, and unfortunately, the patients and the clients get affected by them.
Yep.
Because they don't care. They just want to, they're not trying. And like you said, it took you just a couple hours to get it done, when it should, the other people took longer.
Crow is spot on the money. You know what I mean? I know this topic of discussion it sounds everywhere right now because this is fresh what we're discussing. But Crow is on the money. And the reason I say Crow is on the money is because now I'm doing my research and got my head in the game for where I'm at. Crow isn't on the money because when you look at the insurance companies in your state or whatever insurance that you have, it only shows that the insurance is only the insurance is a custom is a custom fit to the employment of the wife or the husband or both, meaning that if you don't have proper insurance, they're going to keep shuffling you to a more suitable, what they call suitable insurance, in order to get what it can be done, what can be done for you according to your procedure. Meaning that if you're on a certain insurance because you're unemployed and it shows that you've been unemployed, right? That means that you're not going to qualify because certain procedures won't be covered. And so now that I look at it that way, that is like cruelty in the face of all of us. It's like, who could say that this is not going to be covered due to the fact that it's a life-threatening, whether illness, disease, whatever it is. It seems like the only thing that will be covered in these hospitals is ER care. It's like if you get hurt to the point where your life is on the line right then and there, and you come to the ER, it seems like they'll fight for you, they'll get you stabilized. But honestly, though, who can say how much work they'll actually do for you? Because you got to think, all of us don't have the same type of income. All of us don't have the same type of health benefits. So how can they say these are health benefits when we all need the benefit? I get the floor.
Yeah, unfortunately, like these insurance company doesn't cover it all, and it takes a lot of money for just monthly bills. So a lot of these people don't have it.
I agree with DOJO though. I mean, the more money you have, the more medical you'll have. If you have less money, the less they'll do. But we have to realize too is that our government don't really want us to be saved, honestly. And it's sad that there's no doctors out there that care anymore at all. They're just about money, greedy, and about themselves. But also we have to realize that the government with these doctors, they have a limit or else they pay the consequences. Well, fortunately, that's how they work. And same thing with giving up prescriptions, giving whatever the care is, they have a limit. Or else their medical, their license is revoked. Of course, they're going to do what they want, but it's sad that we're seeing that right now.
Yeah, hospitals are a business. It's a business that, it's, that involves drug pressures. I mean, the pharmacy itself is a drug pressure in itself. It's just legal. It's just legal. You can only buy drugs from us. But like that, and like you said, Kat said, money talks. That's it. And BS walks, basically. Because, if you don't have, your insurance can cover so much. And they know this. And they know your income and where you work. And they're going, like, you can't afford this. Or, you got to wait. you know. So it's devastating to the whole, the whole country, because if the whole country is affected,
Hmm.
so the middle class, is probably the most, because you know uh,
Hmm.
property is rampant, but like it's affecting the middle class now.
Well, it's like here in Arizona, if I'm still correct, we're the highest still paying out for insurance. Like instance, the other day I went to get insurance because I needed to change or find something better. But the only thing I got was almost $500 a month. That's a lot. That's almost a car payment or a house payment. And it's just me. Just that's it. And you don't have enough coverage still. You have to pay so much out of your pocket. And people can't survive with that. You can't.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It really is. It's so expensive. It's like it's just like
Yeah.
that's what you're just a slave to the system. I mean, there's a point where this has to end somehow. You know.
And not only that is that, for example, in corporations or small business or whatever, whoever has medical insurance, if somebody like has a sickness or a disease or whatever the case may be, your insurances go up because of that person went through this sickness or disease or whatever the case, then your insurance will go up. It doesn't matter if you didn't get sick, but the other person did. Your insurance, all like the whole total employees will have, raised their insurance. That's how they work. It's sad. But
Yeah.
I hear you, Jojo. I mean, it's sad because, each county, I say, should have their medical, their hospital, good ones. But
Yeah, and
unfortunately,
it seems like they're just pushed by big pharma. Yeah, the doctors don't actually make you well. They just treat you with more drugs. They send you on your way,
hmm
vaccinate you, give you a cortisone shot, whatever it might be, and they send you on your way. Here, take these pills, anti-inflammatory, pain, whatever it might be, sleep aids, anxiety. They just keep pumping you with drugs. It's like their job to just prescribe drugs to you.
Right. Yeah. And it's crazy because I'm
You
sitting
know,
here
they're
listening.
not. They don't tell you to eat right or anything. None of these doctors know shit about diet.
Exactly.
They don't know about anything, and it's like they're so ignorant. They just know how to, they just know the numbers and the human, anatomy and whatnot. But when it comes to actual, you know, function, like how the human body should really function and whatnot, they're so disconnected from everything that we talk about. Chakras, they know nothing about frequencies. They don't know about positive and negative energy. You know, your intent. All this stuff affects what's going on inside. And these doctors are clueless. They don't know. They don't know anything. Or maybe
hmm
some do, but there's a lot that don't. Their answer
Hmm.
is just writing you a script. Here you go.
yeah.
Don't take
Yeah.
these while you operate vehicles.
You're funny.
Yeah, I'm scared to go to hospital, like just for the bill's sake, you know.
Yeah.
Like I hurt my shoulder a week and a half ago, or I felt about a week, and I'm afraid to go to hospital because I know the bill is going to be outrageous,
Right.
and so it's endless.
Jojo, do they have a plan for your city? I mean, like, instance, the government wants to take over there for some reason. I mean, you
No, no.
figure out if there's no hospital, there's no doctors, all the money laundering, I'm gonna say it that way. I mean, is there another cause that they're doing for that? They want to do something for that city. I don't
We're
know.
it's 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 exactly what I'm trying to. I'm explaining it verbatim, and that's
Hmm.
why like I got a lot of video. I've been collecting a lot of video. I got some patient consents to use them. You know what I mean? Because a lot of my videos is coming from a lot of these hallways in these hospitals. I walk the hallways in these ERs, and I'm really been dealing with since I've let's just say this, okay? Since I stopped streaming, I think I stopped streaming like what 2-3 months ago. I really been with my boots on the floor, and I've been analyzing, and I've been analyzing everything around me. You know, I mean, you guys got to understand that chemtrails get sprayed on y'all just like me, and things are and there's neglect in y'all state just like mine. But when as I was gaining the experience of what I was doing, I noticed that a lot of the stuff that I felt, I don't know, I started to feel ashamed at one point because it made me feel like I felt like I was deceiving myself once again by discussing all the other stuff that wasn't pertaining to care or life. Okay, and so now I'm getting my courage back up, and so I got my courage up, and I started like having conversations with people in the ER rooms and yada 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 because the closest hospital that is remaining in this area, and don't get me wrong, this area is a well off area. It's not a impoverished county, you know what I mean? And I have real good insurance as well. It's just there's not enough there's not enough establishment here for in order for people to move here and say, all right, we're going to utilize our degrees or our what they do for society here. There's no establishment. There's no establishments. And so the closest hospital, which is about a little drive away, the the ER room, the wait time is like 2 days. Literally, it's like 2 days, and it's like that because there's a lot of flu patients coming in there. I mean, people. If a child gets sick, trust you can best believe the mother's bringing them to the ER, and then you have to account for all the accidents, and then you have to account for the counties that are around that's located more closer to the hospital I just mentioned, Tulare, the one I just closed down. You have Lindsay County around me. You have, like I mentioned, you have Lindsay. You have wow, you got Lindsay. You got Porterville. You have wow. There's like I mentioned. There's like by the hospital closing down where I'm at, everyone on all this side has to commute, you know what I'm saying, all the way. Oh my goodness, you don't understand. So that's the obstacles are so out of this. It's like, wow, my mind is just blew wide open. My mind is blown right now because it's like I'm actually beginning to fight the beast. I mean, we all talk about fighting this beast. We all talk about just jump into war and fight this dragon. But I'm really fighting this. I'm really fighting the dragon now. I'm really fighting the dragon. And like I mentioned to Cats and Trotter before we went live, it's like, and now I'm revising how I want to, what I wanted to do with my family. I want to raise my children here. I want them to stay here. I want them to establish themselves here. My son was already talking about, well, maybe I should open up this type of store, and Dad, maybe we should open the hospital, shit like that. And so it's like,
Right.
it's crazy.
Yeah, man.
Crazy.
That's
Wow.
good stuff, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring some flames this time because it's like it's really live and direct. You know what I mean? The footage that I have and the work that I've been doing is real live and direct. I've always been a content builder. I've been a creative content builder, but this content right here is like I don't have to be creative with it. It's already natural, and you see it. You see the agony in this shit. And I have good moments in the content as well, but I want people to start doing the same thing in their states because once everybody's it's like this. I Since I've been establishing the content I have, it's helping me more than any content I've ever had in my possession in the state of California, you know? And by me discussing it with you guys, it's like it's bringing awareness that California is almost falling under siege. And so if there is a martial law going on, they're not gonna fucking excuse me. They're not gonna tell everybody. We are as flat earthers. We already know that whatever they put in the media is only just to send you that way or that way. The real plan and the real beast, he's already active. He's doing it's oh my god. They're striking on all of us right now, and we're waiting for them to boot up, and they're already striking on us. I mean, everywhere, everywhere. I can just imagine how it is in y'all states. I can imagine. It's just
Yeah.
crazy, bro. It is. It's like
Yeah.
overwhelming, and like I feel like a coward just by telling myself, "Oh well." or getting high and not and talking about something else. It's like people want to talk about all this other little small shit. That like, I'm telling myself, fool, the hospital closed. Your child's choking a quarter right now. I hope you know the Heimlich. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like this stuff is not registering for no one no more. It's kind of like, oh man, nothing registers for people, dude. Nothing, nothing,
Yeah,
nothing.
man.
So
Yeah.
I think people just want to just they want to they want to just be about their own business, not their own business. They want to, as long as it's a lot of greed, man. It's just a lot of greed. It's just greed. Greed got people blinded to not caring for everyone else. It's just wild.
In other words, there's no love.
Yeah, none at all. I mean, there's enough love, what I consider what what the type of love that converts into respect. I mean, maybe they won't cut you off that day, or maybe they'll just smile in your face and be nice to you at that moment, that receptionist. But trust when I say when she's done or he's done talking to you, your shit gonna go right to the side and ain't gonna be dealt with until you come back complaining about it. And it's like it's all right if a small percentage of people did that, but now that it's like over 80% people doing that, businesses closing, it's just too much. It's crazy, and and for it to be in the medical field. That's what's pissing me off. It's for it to be in the medical field. I mean, another child died from the so-called flu, bacteria, whatever, whatever. It's like, dang, I can't even. It's wild though. It's like I can't. Um, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. So what I'm gonna do is I'm
Yeah.
just gonna show it. I'm just gonna show it. I'm gonna look. I'm just gonna show it, dude. I'm just gonna show it. This is crazy shit. It
Yeah,
is.
brother. Yo, thanks for sharing that. What were you gonna say, Kat?
Hmm. What was that?
I said,
No,
were you gonna say something?
it was just that there's no love in between each other. There's no caring. Everybody is in their own little world. I mean, even though we try to, again, going back, waking them up, especially if it's a town, a county or state, and your own country. Unfortunately, there's not enough of us to go out there. And I agree with Dojo. I mean, we need to continue to speak about different topics, like what we're talking now in this county where Dojo lives. We They need to be united in that county because who's going to do it for us? The government? No. It's the city, it's the people in that city, in that county. They need to start giving their voice out as well. And unfortunately, many are afraid. Many don't want to say nothing. They stick. I remember growing up, you go outside and you do things, right? Everybody do things. But now, as everybody's hiding in their own home, they're afraid to go out. And that needs to stop. Everybody needs to start coming out and speaking against what's going on in our own community or county or state, whatever the case may be. We need to start standing. There's a song and I forgot the name of it, but it's about standing together and loving each other and caring for each other. And like Doja said, about the hospital, there's no money, there's no funding because they're still in it. It's the same thing going back what I was saying yesterday to Crow, St. Jude's is the same way. They donate so much money, but where's the money going to? You see these children still sick. They're not healed. They're not completely healed. Some pass on. Why? Because of the greedy of these doctors, these hospitals. It doesn't make any sense. Like I said, nobody's caring. Nobody has that love in their heart anymore. It's just greedy and hate and darkness and evilness. I mean, I can name a lot of things, but it's sad. You think about the elderlies that are in that county, the children. Don't they have a heart? Don't they care? Don't they have love?
Yeah, I think you're touching on a lot of this. A lot of this world is lacking compassion.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, like a lot of this world doesn't have the passion that Dojo has right now, and that it's that fire that burns inside of us that wants to make a change, right? And so it's hard to again open people's eyes to see the bigger problem. Like this whole thing is affected. It's a domino effect. So whether it's going to be a hospital, or the poor, homeless. I mean, all these things are affected by the leaders. And then the rich. I mean, greed is a powerful thing, and it's no more is about the love of what you're doing, but how much you're making. You know, and that's why some hearts are not in it.
Hmm.
So it's up to people, you know, that are observing these things to have the compassion, and that's again, it's hard to open people's eyes to see the problems. It's like when they put the commercials where those dogs been abused on commercial, you know, and maybe 90% won't even bat an eye. You know, they become a numb to it and not realize, there's so many problems in this world. Like Doja said, we're just too busy.
Hmm.
Yeah, right on. Yeah,
And
Doja,
so,
you're
so just to, I mean,
can't
I'm sorry
we
about that.
can't vacate. We gotta get on it and push this thing forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
Just
don't want to make.
saying
I
you
just
got.
don't want to. I don't want to make nobody feel like. I just don't want to make nobody feel like this is like I'm trying to direct them. You know what I mean? It's just I know that I know that I have to back away from the mainstream narratives. I have to, you know what I'm saying? That I have to really back away from the mainstream content because the content that has touched me dearly is the content that I truly should be live streaming. It's the content doesn't disturb. It's the content is not up for debate. It's not. We
Right.
can't. It's literally not up for debate, and the content itself, it's affecting. You know what I mean? Not only me, but I'm hoping that it'll affect those viewers and listeners at the time of being. I mean, I'm not here to play no more. Is what I'm saying. Um, I've I've been on YouTube over a year using my voice, and I just want to be able to apply and equal it with action. But chasing the mainstream narratives hasn't done anything for me, but left me empty on the inside. And now that I'm noticing that, okay, now I'm walking all these hospital floors and mine is. I mean, now that I see that, I'm really, gearing up. This with this type of approach, right? Yeah, there's really nothing to sell for. I don't have anything to sell while I do it. I'm not selling anything. I'm I'm not asking. You know what I'm saying? I'm not being awarded for something. It's not like I'm gonna get a Purple Heart for this. All of this stuff is just this is the real stuff. And I'm just hoping that people do understand that this is what all of us, not all of us, but many of us should start doing. It's because it's going to be authentic. It's it
Yep.
the few finish I got is authentic. It's just genuine, man. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's just genuine. It's genuine. It's like I said though. It's like as long as I chase the mainstream narratives and I do it so well, just like the rest of us, it's only leaving me empty at the end of the day. My knowledge, my critical thinking is a skill and an art. I know that for sure. I was born with a critical thinking mindset that just rocks anybody who wants to have a discussion. And so but that's not it. I don't need to think of it that way. It's for what I'm doing now because it's like a lot of these people don't know how to talk up for themselves. They don't know how to read their own diagnosis. They don't know nothing about what they've been diagnosed with. And then when it gets down to the receptionist and who is supposed to explain it to them, the liaison, they do a shitty job at doing that. A lot of these people are so like just left in the dark that they're just that the delay itself is causing them to just give up just because of the delay, and it's just
Yeah. Well, everybody's the author to their own story. So this is your journey. Those are your
yeah. And I should and I
experiences,
think yeah, you said it the best,
and
man. It shouldn't
I
bother me.
like I like that you're sharing. What you've been going through, and it's a great journey, brother. Honestly, um, that's all I can really say. Everybody has their own path, and this is your thing. This is what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? And we support you, brother. I mean, you're doing for a good cause. You know what I'm saying? Everything you do, man, it's a positive thing. You have a good intent. Um, that's what's important here.
Yeah,
Mm.
I call it boots on the
Yeah.
floor. Do I say it's just no? It is. It's just it's the type of content I don't have to be competitive with. No one wants to beat me to the punch out here doing this.
Yeah, it shouldn't even be like, perceived that way. It should just be you're
right,
out doing your
right.
thing and everyone else is doing their thing, and that's all there is to it, man. I mean, everyone's just gotta, if we're about putting out the truth or doing something about it, like it's awesome that we have people that's in the community like yourself that instead of pointing out the problems, you're looking for answers and to resolve those problems. Solutions to those problems is key. I've heard a couple other flat earthers say that, and if you're taking action and you're gonna go get this thing figured out and get it done, and hell yeah, brother, you know what I'm saying? So talking about, you know.
Yeah,
What are you gonna say, Cats?
So Dojo, what does your well, your residents say? Have they told you anything, like if they disagree, agree, or?
yeah. Some of the uh, the content that I have as I'm putting it together,
Mhm.
um, it shows everyone. It shows the residents. It shows Dr. Kumar. It's going to everything I've discussed. It will be a part of all the content developing that I've been doing. And so you'll be able to see all that. I mean, everyone is so furious out here. All the nurses, all the the radiologist techs. I mean, you name it. There's so many different positions in the hospital itself. Let alone, I mean, and it doesn't help that the mayor and the vice mayor, they're so immature. They're literally fighting on. They're fighting with local people in our town, in our excuse me, in our county on Facebook. I mean, they're so high school. It's so country. It's so like it's really slow. And so those who feel like they have gained a higher seniority, or should I say a little authority under their belt, most of them are just born and raised out here. And so
Mhm.
everyone pretty much knows everyone. I came out here a couple of years ago, and I stayed incognito because when you come from a city and way out here, you don't want to be flamboyant because it's really, you should stand out. But it's crazy how just everyone is so when I say everyone, I just mean those people who have enough power or enough authority in their title alone to make sure that that the whole county don't just fall apart. But it seems like it just seems like that's what's occurring in California. Period. The whole state is at that turmoil with itself. So, and then the government, it's just, I don't know. I don't really know what to expect. I don't know what to expect anymore. I don't. I don't know what to expect. Like I said, all I can do is just try to help. So that's what I'm going to do. You know what I mean? I don't want to. Like a couple of local people have mentioned to me, like you fight so well for them. How come you don't fight so well for us? And that really hurt my heart when that person said that, because that's the truth. I really put out a lot of effort for Flat Earth and my social media family and all that. I put a lot of effort and a lot of time listening and being on, I mean, just being in chat rooms and stuff like that. And I've yet to put any type of I've yet to put 60 seconds into my community, into my society that's around me, that who I know I can help with my helping hands. And so that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, I
And
know.
I'm
I know
gonna
what you're saying. Yeah, absolutely. I know what you're talking about. We put a lot of energy here, and we could actually be putting out energy out into the real world and making a difference out there as well. I mean, I guess it's all about balance. Like I said, we're all the own authors to our own stories. So you know what I mean. If that sets you in that path, it's a good thing. But I like the idea of it. Absolutely. I'm just not there. Honestly, like I'm, I got my own thing going on right now. Um, but I do feel you, brother. Absolutely, man. I'm just being honest. Like for me right now, it's to be part of my community right now. I have to get my shit together still. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I know what you're saying. I
Yeah.
know exactly.
Now, Jojo, can you guys do like a signature ballot? I mean, and take it somewhere to the capital. I think it's San Francisco, isn't it?
The state capital is Sacramento.
Or Sacramento. Okay. Can can't they do something for you guys if you all the residents sign it and someone takes it there? I mean,
Well,
if it's the whole state of
it's
California, someone needs to do something, step up, you know?
it's not it's like I mentioned, it's not my the county that I live in is not a impoverished county. Actually, it's a well-off county. I live in the agriculture county of Tulare County. So by me even discussing this sounds like absurd because our county is probably one of the richest counties in California, and so
Hmm.
it doesn't seem like what I'm saying fits, but that's not true. Um, by me saying that is, if it's not affecting you personally, then what are we talking about? You see what I'm saying? That's how everybody works. If it's not affecting the person personally, or if it's not on the news, if it's not getting 5,000 likes or whatever the case, it's not big. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. And maybe I'm making it more big than what it is. Maybe I am. My wife tells me that sometimes, but I just feel like, wow, it's like if I can sit here myself and assist accurately 100 people less than just a couple of days, you know what I mean? Then what's that got to say for all those people who runs all these businesses and all these insurance companies and the doctors who service the treatments and diagnostics? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any sense. I know some of you flat earthers you guys are like walking miracles that can fix shit. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously you can get 100 people to work for a corp and they can't do nothing for you. So I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm looking too deep into everything that I think. Maybe that's it. But I'm just tired of hearing excuses. You know what I mean? When it comes to care, because I didn't even go over the old folks' homes or the senior citizen homes. I haven't spoke about how the school systems and how they're. I haven't spoke about none of that stuff. And most of that stuff we all can say something in regards to because we know that the same type of negligence is occurring right around you in your state. And that's all I'm trying to say is that I mean we're so good at letting everybody know on social media what we're about to do next or how we're gonna make the next flat earth this or you know what I mean? We're good at that. We're the best at that. You know what I mean? Our communities are the best at it. At the same time though, we just don't have too much time when it comes to the awareness of care. You get me? So it's like I just know where I fit now. You know what I mean? This whole deception shit is more thicker than I thought. Um, it's just wild. It's just wild. And yes, I am a fat Earth link. I always will be. But at the same time, though, it's like I really wish I can put that awareness of flat Earth in a capsule and have people swallow it, and it heals their lives. It don't. You know what I mean? And that's what it's about.
Okay. Well, I agree everything you say, Dojo. I really do. You know, like I said earlier, it's sad that there's no one around where you live, and it's true where you live is it's all farming and it's beautiful out there. Um, Same where has there's others, but it's sad that the other counties can't help each other. But fortunately, it depends on who's in the government, like senators and what is it, councils, city councils and representatives. Well, that they're not there for you, and you choose them because you're thinking they're going to do the right thing, and they don't. You pay your taxes because if you don't, they take your homes away. So really, there's no one out there to help. You know, all they care is about paying taxes. You have to make sure you that's up to date. Like I said, when it's time for voting, they'll promise and they don't complete it. And I know, I think in California, it's coming up again to vote again. If I'm right, I might be wrong, but these representatives, they don't represent us anymore. And I say for my state because McCain, he's our senator, which I can't really say he's my senator because I know things that he has done that he should have done for our state. And he's, for 30 years, and he's again won again in these elections. He's not doing nothing for us, not even our governor. And it's sad because you vote them in thinking that, oh, they're going to do the right thing. No, they're not. And like I said, McCain is more a thief in our state. I'm going to say it that way because he's stolen from us, our taxpayers. And he is
Well,
one of the
isn't that
many.
what politicians always do that?
Yeah, but he is
That
one.
their thing is to steal money and spend it on other frivolous things or things that don't have anything to do with, you know, making the community better or anything like that.
Right. But see, the
Aren't
thing,
they all corrupted?
yes, they are. But see, McCain is more into this in the deep water, I'm going to say, of all this money laundering with the Obamas and all. I'm not going to go into politics, but I'm just talking about the states, and the counties and the cities that they don't do nothing for us. And it's sad because we pay for their wages. We pay for they can have a nice home, but yet we're in the outside. They don't care. Just like I'm gonna say it this way. Like when we love animals, we take care of them. When people don't love animals, they put them on the side. They don't care, and that's how we are. They in their eyes we're animals. They just don't care. And it's sad that I don't want to go into more details on this because I get too emotional when it comes to this injustice. I'm going to say because it is injustice for all of us, and I'm only talking. I'm only a voice that can speak for many in this world, which there are many of us that can speak, but unfortunately they don't hear us at all. None of us. And like flat Earth, I don't want to put aside flat Earth. It's a beginning and a fight that we must continue. Doesn't matter what's around us that's falling apart, we still need to continue to fight for what is right and truth with honesty and with love and not hate. And this is what flat Earth is about. Unity in the community, in our own state, our own cities, our own county. Unfortunately, there's none. There's none. Like I said, there's no love. There's no caring. And flat Earth, it has to be about that. It has to be honesty, and truth comes out through honesty and love. Without love and honesty and being truthful, then what's the use being a flat earther? That's the way I see it. But I'm a flat earther, and I have enough love to give out. Enough truth that comes out. And this is why us as doing hangouts, any of us should be speaking about the truth. But unfortunately, some of us don't. And I'm sorry if I'm being strong on my words, but it's the truth. There is no love. But flat Earth it's like a flower. It has to bloom, and it has to do it quick. But without all what I just said, love, honesty, and truth, we can't. Instead, there's a lot of people against it, way against it. But our children, again, yesterday I said that our children and their children, if we fight for them, they have a better place to live, a better life. And if people don't want to fight for their children, it's sad. It's sad to see that. But unfortunately, there are many. But those children need a future, just like we had it. But unfortunately, this generation has to fight. It's time that we fight back, but with love, honesty, with truth, not with hate, anger, racist, you name it, everything that comes with it. That's what I'm going to say, because I'm going to get here into things that I don't want to say. So, but it's the truth, you know. And Jojo, I'm with you too. You know that. We all are on this panel. Our panel is your panel. You know, we're all a family. And we must support each other with the truth and love. Because I tell you, without love, we can't move on. And that's what God gives us, is love, pure love. And that's what we must give out, pure love to each other. Doesn't matter if it's a hi, how are you? You know, open a door for an elderly. Doesn't matter. That's what love is about. Giving that 10 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever it takes to give that love, because love returns back to you. Always. Don't be silent. You guys speak, because,
No, I'm here. I'm here.
okay.
I'm here.
Yeah, fair. I wanted to say real quick, see, that's the thing. Once you uncover like flat Earth, like this will open the floodgate to other things, like basically what Dojo is talking about. But until you find out that you're being lied to by a group of, deception and corrupted criminals, you're not gonna, the world's not gonna ban. I mean, something has to unite all of us. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, one thing is not going to stick out, to bring justice to everything. But unless something so big that will open everybody's eye and realize, hey, we're stuck in this world. We have nowhere to go. We can't go to space, or and we've been lied to. That's gonna raise hell, and it's gonna, you know, bring people together, and they're gonna figure out a way to try to work the system back to normal. And even then, maybe that's not even going to be good enough to fix the problem. I don't know. But I think it has to open people's eyes to care for how the hospital are worked, how the insurance are company. Now, insurance company is the biggest fraud ever. That's like people are. I'm paying so much money for car insurance, and I don't get a car accident for what, 6 years. Where's that money going? It's just in case I get in a car accident. But it we need something to wake up this whole world, and I don't. Hopefully, Flat Earth will do it, but I don't know what else could open the injustice that's happening everywhere, and it's everywhere. It's not just one plot of land. It's everywhere.
Yeah, I totally agree with. I agree with you all, and I appreciate all y'all support for real. And it is everywhere. It is. It's like it just appears. It's just I can see it happening. That it's already been occurring. This stuff's been occurring already. It's like, I mean, the old me. Well, it's still the same me, but before I didn't recognize it like I do now. Now I see that, oh, they've already initiated some of these some of their tactics have already been initiated. Right? And so it's like there's no turning back. There's no and I mean, those who have faith already know that there's no winning or losing this. This is how it's supposed to go. This is what has been described to us one way or another, whether if you're religious or spiritual or however you feel. You can even tell yourself that you're atheist, but no matter what, deep in all of us, we know that this is how everything is naturally supposed to take place. All these occurrences are meant to happen, and it's like the more I keep spinning my wheels trying to prevent one from occurring, and it does anyway. It's like, what am I? Am I lacking in my faith because I? It's like crazy. And then
Me and
it's just too
Trotter,
much. Yeah.
It's hard to interrupt you. Now, me and Trotter was talking about that a few hours later. I mean, what, few hours ago,
Yeah.
Trotter, about
Yep.
our faith and our what are we doing wrong that these things keep happening still.
Yep.
Yeah, so I definitely feel you on that part, and it's a good point.
Yeah, we got deep on that one there, y'all. um, yeah, but that wasn't on the Hangouts. I think that was on Discord. But, yeah, Dojo. Yeah, and you're on point, brother. So are you, Crow. You guys are on point on what you were saying right now. And yeah, man, you know how can you trust these companies? They're all corporations that own the insurance companies. They're just out there to make more money for the rich. You know, they don't care about anybody. It's probably the same people funding the chemtrails and everything else. The same foundations fund big pharma and all this other shit. I'm sure there's a correlation there. The vaccines and everything else. Monsanto, and they're all freaking interconnected. They're all part of this freaking beast matrix, if you will. You know.
Monsanto, as you said, Monsanto, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This is gonna be this is gonna be an exciting year. I plan on streaming even the act show. The act show is the biggest act show in the entire world. It happens every year here. I'm at every one. It's because it's only 10 minutes away from here. So, but yeah, but this month, what you say, Monsanto? I see people. Yeah, there's a lot of
They're
stuff.
like the governing body that controls um, GMOs, and just they're into the agricultural part. They
Right.
control a lot of different things. They have their hands in a lot of different things.
I
Look them
wonder
up.
how much do they have their hands out here? I've never even, you know what I mean? You would think that they would have to do something out here. I know China spent a little bit of money out here.
I don't remember. Monsanto is an acronym for something. I don't remember the actual breakdown. If you want to just give, yeah, if you want to read it out real quick. Yeah, I don't have a computer, you guys. I'm still without a computer. You know.
Oh, okay. I don't trip.
Yeah,
It's,
it's you have no idea how frustrating it is when I'm on these live chats, these live hangouts, and not have any resource to freaking look anything up. Sometimes it's just like, it's frustrating.
yeah, I hate being frustrated, man.
Yeah, it's annoying.
It's very annoying.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's wow. It's gonna be all gravy, baby. It's gonna be all gravy. It's gonna be all gravy. Hey, but I'm gonna start. I'm gonna start live streaming again here. You know what I mean? Real soon, because it's like I'm steady building content. Um,
Yeah,
you know,
you've been kind of MIA, brother.
yeah, I just been bouncing around on panels. I mean, having fun, getting acquainted, getting to know
Hmm.
everybody real well. Um, but I mean, playtime's over for me. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter what, I've I love this. This is fun. It's been great. It has been. But at the same time, when some of these discussions that last up to like 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, right? This is a lot of us are giving away, not giving away, but we're delivering genuine information. And the way I've been realizing people's short attention span is so short that if they didn't catch the live stream, like what is the percentage of them actually combing through with a fine tooth comb of 5 to 6 hours of live streaming? You know what I mean? To pick up the jewels that each and every one of us do decide to drop. And so when I tell myself that, I'm starting to feel like I'm being arrogant. Like, okay, like, oh, like I'm the jeweler. Like I'm the one who carved it, decorated it, and dropped it so you can pick it up. So I'm battling myself again with when I'm just being normal in my A,
Mm-hmm.
and just surfing on panels. And so
Yeah,
it's
I
just
like how
crazy,
you put that,
what
man.
it's just a big fight with self. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And
you drew that up really well, actually.
it's
You've
just
been really,
crazy,
yeah,
bro.
you're subjective, man. I like that, man. That's what I like about you, Dojo. You come in and you're very subjective, and you always have something good to say, man. But yeah, man, it's awesome. It was like
Yeah.
I wanted to segue what you were talking about into the chat because it's just you're being real. This is where you're at, and I felt like you wanted to vent on that and just go on. So I was like, just start it, get right in it. So that's why we jumped in that way, you guys. Normally we have a little more of a somewhat of an intro and kind of, but yeah, it was good. It was good. It was good going. So I didn't want to derail that conversation we're having in the back chat. That's all
Oh
good.
yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
oh, you have me over here tripping right now because when I do lately since until my studio is done, you know what I'm saying, where I'm gonna be normally live streaming from, um, I don't have a chance to see the chat when I'm on the panel.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm in my garage right next to my car. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm about to walk outside too because I'm on my phone.
Right on.
But yeah, man. I mean, we didn't even come with a topic, a title. I keep forgetting that there's people in chat. Damn it.
Yeah, shout out to everybody in chat. Somebody want
Yeah,
to give a
shout out to
shout
the
out to
chat,
anybody?
man.
Go ahead, man. Give them a shout out because again, I don't have freaking the watch screen or anything on right now.
I don't either. I don't know if I scroll back over, I might end up falling off the call. I know my mother keeps calling me.
Cats has that. Or Crow. Yeah.
Yes, we have Angel Raven 444. Shout out to him. Shout out to Tommy Rogers, Alex Hollenhurst. Shout out to him. Christopher. Shout out to him. Empress you. I'm not even gonna try that last part, but Empress you. Glad you're with us. And Iron FB. Thank you for coming by. Um, is there anything you guys else want to mention?
Face is here. Did you say his name?
Yes, Faze um, is here. Nice to see you, Faze. I said hi to him earlier in the chat.
Yeah,
Cause,
yeah, right on.
um,
FaZe knows what's good. Y'all know what's good. What am I saying?
yeah,
We have a little bit of a brotherhood, though. Some of us. It's
And
kind of
on another note,
weird.
I'm sorry about that. And on another
No,
note,
you're
I do
good.
have a couple of projects coming up. You know what I mean? That's going to be uh, supporting us flat earthers. You know what I mean? It's all in the same nutshell. I've been dealing with a lot of the light spectrum, so I've got this little project that I'm doing. I'm dealing with light.
Light and sound. Is it?
No,
You
just
went
just
into that?
no, just light itself. I
Okay.
mean, I was on Sanchez's panel a couple of weeks ago. I think about a week ago, and
Mm-hmm.
the conversation geared towards Rahu and Ketu, and it, when it did, it struck it struck a nerve, and everybody started putting in on the idea, and so I just from there on I just kept going back to it as a hobby, and because it allowed me to use the light spectrums that I do, you know what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that I have, and so now what I'm saying, now I'm just yeah. So what I've decided to do, I'm breaking each color of the electromagnetic spectrum. I'm breaking it each down, and I'm gonna make sure that I can control what's being emitted from the colors. And so far, by doing so, I've eliminated all the colors and kept just the green and the blue and the white. And oh my goodness, it's crazy when you break all the colors down
Mm-hmm.
to their individual spectrums, and then you use them to alternate certain spectrums on plant growth. Certain when you alter the spectrum and you beam it on the plant, some plants the plant strain responds differently. And I'm not just discussing medicinal or marijuana strains. No, I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about all plants seeds. So what I'm learning so far from experiment with these light rays is like, wow, I can mix and match because I'm mimicking the sun to the T.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Right.
can mix and match the colors, right, to get a different response or a different fragrance or a different You know what I mean? It's magnificent because most people
Hmm.
just grab a light and just put it over the plant. You know, nah. When you have it, when you break it down individually and say, okay, I'm gonna give this plant 24 hours, 5 days for 24 hours. I'm going to give it blue, green, and white. And after the fifth day, I'm gonna add red. And then after the tenth day, I'm gonna cut off the blue. You see what I'm saying? You see how I'll just put that little quote there like
Hmm.
that?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
that that I can prove the response of a seed or what will occur. I got the equation for that. It's so crazy how you can actually use the single colors and kind of like it's like the language to talk to seeds.
So it's like a different frequency, is what you're saying?
It's not actually the different. It's the frequencies. It's
It's the
the.
frequencies.
It's
Okay.
the. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
exactly that. So red is red, blue is
Uh-huh.
blue, white is white, green is green. When it comes to the orange, so now when we look at the electromagnetic color spectrum, because you look it up on Google or images, they'll
Hmm.
show you how it comes like a wave and it's a spectrum, and the wave shows you the, you know what I mean, that's showing you the par, which is photosynthesis, active radiation. That's showing you the par, and the red has a par. The red has a par that makes things birth within the plant. You know how Genesis, how God said, the seed within the seed. I mean, the plant have this will yield the seed within itself. And so the red part is like between 6 to 800, and it causes all seeds to become, I guess, what I would consider pregnant. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. I mean, I've even attempted to, and it worked, I guess, flower or cause something to begin to flower from a veg state a little too soon,
Hmm.
and it produced. And so it lets me know that I can add the red at any time. You know what I'm saying? That's a
Yeah.
dwarf. It's
You
crazy.
know,
Crazy.
I mean, I like how you put that again, man. I like how you just articulate that really well. Um, well, how about like on a massive scale when they impair the sun's ability to shine down onto all the regular organic things out in the world? What the effects that might be when they spare the barium and the aluminium or aluminum, however you want to say it. Like, what do you think the effects are like that? That must be pretty massive. It's affecting everything. What would you say about that?
Um,
Or is that just pure speculation?
no, that's not speculation. That's pure. That's purely beautiful. That's the beauty of it. It's the beauty. The beauty of it. It just makes me appreciate my creator even more, because not only that I can test his creation, which is the sun, and the results shows me that the results show me that it works, that it's 100% effective. So no one has to believe that the sun causes plants to grow. You know what I mean? No one
Hmm.
has to believe that. We just know it. We know that, and yeah, it's a marvelous thing for it to be so. It's for it to bring life,
Hmm.
and for it to have code. I mean, the way I'll be describing how the sun and the rays of the sun is working in this next presentation, right? I think all the computer programmers are going to love it. It's because I'm going to break it down to you in the form of code. That's exactly what the sun is giving off. I mean, the sun give off a mathematical code that plants, when it absorbs it, it makes sure not to OD on the starches and sugar when it does produce chlorophyll. And so that's a code. And that's intelligence. So it's like it just lets me know the more I do what I do, the more I appreciate, our creator, to the point where he, it's magnificent for me to
Yeah,
see. Yeah.
the intricacies of it, so detailed and so technical. Um, Also, like there's a plant in the living room where the window barely gets sunlight in, but just enough to get to the plant, right? And then you can see the plant go in an angle because it's hungering for the sun rays, like you were talking about. And so every once in a while, I have to move you have to move the plant the other side, so the other side, get the sun rays. So it's very It definitely needs it, you know.
Yeah, well, he's manipulating the light to a
Yeah.
T to get
And so
certain responses out of the plant. So he's messing with the frequencies, and the sun sets off a certain frequency. I mean, I don't know the number. I'm sure somebody could look that up, and I'm sure it probably ranges at different times of the year also, depending the time of the season is what I'm saying. So when you mess with the sun's ability to shine down on everything else, because they do mess with that part also in the
yeah,
geoengineering,
yeah,
and it's
I'm wondering.
constant, and it's constant. So I mean, again, like I said, there's a lot of applications, but one of the big ones is to actually shield the sun.
No, not shield it. The beautiful see now reverse that. Reverse that concept. What I believe, or it's crazy. If you reverse the concept that Trotter just said, now that he's totally correct. The sun is so powerful and so energetic that nothing, and I do mean nothing, ever is stationary right up under it, its total existence. Okay, and so can you imagine if we were able to just stand or just be right up under the sun as it traveled through the sky
Yeah,
for you know what I mean, for a quartering of time. No, no one's ever attempted that. It's blowing my mind to know that if I was able to, okay, you know how a hot helium balloon looks, a hot air balloon.
yeah,
You see how the hot air balloon got the balloon on top, and then there's ropes around it, and you got the cabin at the bottom. If we were able to do that to the sun, can you imagine what will occur inside that cabin? I don't mean by burning up because so hot, but if we were still on Earth, okay, down here with feet on the ground, okay, but we were able to stay to keep a plant or a human or whatever right under the sun at all times. At all times. You know what I mean? So it would never have a chance to see darkness at all. It stays directly right under the sun.
Hmm.
It would definitely cause a reaction. The sun moves. We know this. I mean, whether if it moves or if it's attached to the firmament that moves, something pulls or pushes the sun through our sky throughout the day. And it's giving life to all the land masses across the face of the plane.
Hmm.
So nothing ever stands directly up under or the moon. Nothing's ever up under. This is what the light. This is what studying light is bringing me the awareness. It's bringing my awareness to see that the sun is way more. It's doing way more things than we can ever imagine on all scales. Because
yeah.
like I mean, not to be long winded, but I was talking to a good colleague of mine. He was bringing to my attention about the crop circles and about we've been discussing the D wave computer and stuff. And so it's like I told him I like to keep it simple. When it comes to technology, I would like for someone to explain to me how did Bill Gates and Steve Jobs discover or develop zeros and ones in order for us to be able to use these devices.
Hmm.
Everyone says it comes from crop circles or it came from aliens or whatever. But I want somebody to simply tell me how do you take zero and one and convert it into um, um, microprocessors. That's once we can get that question answered, I guess most of this stuff wouldn't seem so spooky. I yield the floor.
Yeah. Now, Jojo, do you have any hypothesis of what to expect when you're doing these tests? Like, do you have ideas or hopeful?
Yes, I mean
Yeah.
most people who hear me out, they think that I'm some type of mad scientist or something because
Hmm.
I go real deep on the biology point as well. But no, no, those are the same people who are so naive because it's like, all right, if you knew who Dojo was, then you know who Dojo is. And so it's like, how can I be, blessed with my hands this way and nature give me the okay because I hear her all day long? How can I be blessed by nature and my creator and then combat the GMO industry? How are you supposed to let me combat against the pharmaceutical industry? How am I supposed to fight against GMO when their biggest excuse about GMO, they say the only reason they make food GMO is to feed the high demand because there's too much poverty. All right. And so who's going to argue that? Who is going to argue that? And technically, eating meat is worse than eating GMO. So let's just keep it real. If you keep it real, then you'll understand who Dojo is. And so the way I see it is this: if God has given me the advantages to know how to make crops grow faster naturally, then so be it. Before I decide to say I want to tell people to eat GMOs, no. I want to be able to teach people how to make crops grow, how to make crops grow efficiently. They're already causing chemtrails. They're already doing this and they're doing that. And so a person like myself get blessed by the Lord to deal with light, and now I'm demonic. You see what I'm saying? That's what my point is. So it's like people don't know what they want for people because they normally don't know what they want for themselves. And so I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing is because the methodology at it and the ideology at it is showing improvements naturally, natural improvements. And so what that means is I don't need to use any synthetic seeds or no
Yeah.
chemicals or nothing. All I have to do is show you how I did it, and it's just like, oh, okay. But at the same time, though, that's why they're killing holistic doctors. I can just see them coming and knock me off as well. But at the same time, it's like it appears to me, and this is the reason why we started this discussion like this, how I started with the information that I need to fall back on, because it appears to me that it's either I'm going to be crucified by society or I'm going to be assassinated by government. That's just my destiny. My destiny is going to be crucified by society or assassinated by government. But all in all, I'm just trying to help everybody. That's fucked up, isn't it? I yield the floor.
No, again, I commend your passion for this, and like your intention is for the good purpose. I mean, if you can help, plants grow faster or even benefit from it, I think it's a brilliant, concept of, I'm amazed by it. Like, I'm fascinated by it. Like, you're breaking down the, like, sunlight code, like Frater was saying, to tweak it just so they can grow faster. It's pretty cool.
It's one of my greatest teachers who passed away. Peace be upon Dr. Sabi. He was a magnificent man, and he knew how to heal the body without he knew how to heal the body to the point where it's like I said, and the people is the one who got him killed. It's always the people who take our great ones away, and it's just sad that I recognize that at an early
Yeah,
stage.
I now I can see your concern because, like, people with great message are a threat. Like, some people think Tesla was, you know, killed off, and obviously MLK, but
Exactly, Tesla. I mean, Tesla. He did what he did with light and electricity, but Tesla
yep,
wasn't looked as a person of suspect. What makes me different than Mr. George Carver, who did what he did with
yes,
what makes me different than any of the, and that's the reason, Scarecrow, that's the reason I started my conversation with what I was telling y'all already, because no matter what, Dojo on, I'm my freak, I already know what time it is, but I already know, and I don't want to spoil, I don't want to spoil my relationship with any of you on Katz's channel, and because I'm not really too familiar with her chat room, but it don't concern me, because it's like, this is what a lot of social media relationships have been telling me without me being involved in some of the differences. It lets me know that maybe, just maybe, if we weren't so eager to make that other, so eager to, maybe if we weren't so eager to just be so skeptical, you know what I'm saying? Then unity would be possible. But it wasn't written in my faith, and I don't believe that our Creator, written that this unity is the way it's going to happen. All right, it's the only way I see this thing going is because behavioral conduct is everything. Conduct is everything. It doesn't matter. And to me, communications is pretty much the way we all learn. It's through hearing and speaking. It's just too much. It's just too much. I mean, I if you try to please everybody, you end up losing yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's hard. It's just
Yeah,
hard.
you can't compromise on what you believe in. You know what I mean? Just to fit in with people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You
I
know,
know what you mean.
sometimes me and Crow, we have a lot of these discussions at Discord and stuff, and or even after we shut down here. Um, yeah, man, like we might have differences, but well, that's what discussions are for.
Yeah,
You gotta be honest.
yeah, but I'm just being honest, man.
Mhm.
I I'm blessed to do what I do with light, and my sign is water. And I can tell you right now, the simplest thing I can tell you is this: it doesn't matter. I can have a handful of seeds right now, or you can have a seed in your hand right now, and you place it into the sun. That seed will never sprout until a drip of water touches it. That's just that
Mhm.
simple.
Yeah.
And so it's like I said, it's not like I'm actually throwing a rope around the sun and choking the sun to tell me secrets. No, no. All I'm
Mhm.
doing is buying different LEDs according to the light spectrum, and I'm manipulating lights with seeds. If that's evil, then oh my goodness. I mean,
Yeah, that's actually retarded when you put it that way. Whoever thinks like that is just dumb.
that's them not trying to
They're
cause
just
evil.
ignorant. Straight up. Man, you people are ignorant if you think that. God, come on.
But I get,
Serious.
I get it though. I get it. We're not supposed to.
Yeah.
We're not supposed to try to manipulate the natural laws. Even though what happened in Babylonia, right? The Babylonians where Babylonia is where hydroponics was first invented. You know that hydroponics come from Babylonia.
I think you're the person that told me that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The Babylonians, they weren't stupid. Remember, they were the ones who said, "Let us build this tower." What I mean, up to God. So they were,
Hmm.
yeah, and that's where the hydroponic concept comes from. They had the hanging gardens, the gardens that grew, aeroponics and hydroponics. If you look it up on YouTube now, you'll be fascinated. The future is in tower gardens. Tower gardens are the ones that grow up and down the wall. You use PVC pipes and stuff like that to. It's a beautiful thing, but the concept is written from it's coming through the Samaritan text when it comes to Babylonia. Yeah, that's all they're doing is they're using ancient ways to modernize how we live today. That's exactly where hydroponics come from. Babylon.
Yeah. All these ancient technologies.
Mhm.
That's basically what they are. Go ahead,
And
Crow.
see, oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I was just gonna say that they all had one language, and that's why they work together. And that's why I was saying, like, there needs to be something that brings us all together. So, because once everybody works together, I mean, this world can be so powerful because it's like unity. But
Yeah.
until then, that's what I mean. The corrupt will still go, the criminals will still do their, activities, and the rich will just keep getting richer.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be great if we could unify, but that's it's nearly impossible. But you know, what people need to do, if they want to strengthen the community, is to. I've said this before. We kind of have to compromise a little bit, and get everybody somewhat on the same page. And start doing research together and that sort of stuff, or doing what Dojo's setting out to do, helping him out, unifying with him, people in his community, helping him out. You
Oh
know.
no, I mean, the way it is that the grand unification will be for everybody to do what they say they're going to do. You know what I mean? If everybody did what they did in their lane and played there and did what they did as their part in their destiny, the grand unification will be complete. By us trying to make it, no one has the power of our creator. You know what I'm saying? So by us trying to cause this grand unification, it's not going to. It's. I mean, I might sound skeptical, but it's going to be more difficult than for everybody to just be fair with themselves, honor and trust and honor and trust who or what they believe in, and do it right. You know what I mean? I mean, by us needing it, because what's occurring, we're becoming more dependent, and those who are not becoming dependent, they're just becoming interdependent. Meaning that they can't get shit done unless they have somebody too. You know what I mean? None of us are doing anything independently, but we actually are. because we live in our lives independently. Everyone has different topics, different panels. We, you know, but it seems like the word unity or the concept itself is causing more confusion than it is than improving each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it appears that if everyone just respected what everyone did and didn't worry about learning or critiquing what everyone did for them in their lane, I feel that the grand unification would be a lot. It would become complete a lot more, you know,
It would
more
just
quicker,
happen, right?
more
It'd
quicker.
be more organic. Right now,
It
it's
would be definitely.
yeah,
Some of us are too. It's too out.
yeah. You're right. I like how you said that. And those are some good points. Got me thinking about other ways of everyone just doing their own thing. You're right. Everyone just focus on their own thing, and the cohesion will come. Um, I feel like there's some connection with some others. There's some people that are gathering and kind of being cohesive in their own way, which is a good thing.
Well, it sounds crazy because now when you say it back to me, I hear the word "own thing," and it sounds
Well, I mean,
it sounds
I
selfish.
know
You
wording, I
you
know
make it sound so
wordplay,
selfish.
I know it's wordplay, I know it is totally wordplay. Absolutely,
Damn, but I don't know. I just, and my community doesn't need help like that.
yeah.
They just want me to part. They would like for me to put the same type of energy and participate. You know what I'm saying? Here at home, just like I do everywhere else. That's all they're. That's basically all I'm saying. um. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just. I don't know. Now I'm hitting my head on the table.
No, you're all good, brother. I like it. I like how you break it down, and you're
What's
good. It's all good.
up? What? Okay. I was talking to my wife. She's about to move the truck. Go ahead. I'll pause it.
All right, man.
No, I'm just saying. You want to say hi to everybody? It's on mute. I was explaining to them about the Kumar. Check this out. I was explaining to them about the Kumar incident, the hospital incident, and all the little incidents that occur here. Um, you got 5 seconds to just qualify what I said. You can just say it. Just go ahead.
Oh, explain what was.
Yeah, because you weren't out here. You weren't out here. So if you started just talking about it, those who are listening and those who are on this panel right here, it's just only going to confirm it. I mean, it's not like I'm going to sit here and coach you right now, but to say, just.
Oh, you mean how the hospital's basically in debt now, $32 million in debt because these other physicians took over the hospital basically. And what they did was they've embezzled money and they've taken what the community purchased for the hospital and they've taken it to other places and they've sold it to other facilities when it belonged to this hospital in the first place. And they actually wound up closing the doors of our hospital. And these physicians basically got off with a whole bunch of money and equipment. And even after the closing of the doors, they were seen with trucks and stuff there taking equipment and stuff out of the facility. And now our community is trying to get it to where they can get the hospital back open. And they had to file bankruptcy and they had to break away basically from that physicians panel who was basically overrunning the hospital.
Now, how would you explain in 5 seconds the neglect of care out here, similar to the situation we have to do with in regards of mine?
Well, the neglect of care goes so far as the person sitting behind the desk to sometimes the one wearing the white robe that comes in the room, because they have these people in place of positions where they shouldn't be in those positions because they're not really doing that position because they care about the health or the well-being of the person. Mostly, a lot of people just care about the paycheck. And a lot of people that are in these positions don't even understand what they're supposed to be doing in those positions. They're not even qualified enough to be doing those positions. Kind of like, having people perform tasks and they don't go above and beyond to make sure that the care of that patient is primary, and first and foremost. They just push things off to the side and, the wayside. And that goes with physicians as well. Some of them, for example,
Yeah.
they just,
A bunch of fakes there, right? These
well,
people are just a bunch of,
not
you
only
know.
fakes. I mean, you've got people like I tell my husband, a lot of these people shouldn't be working these jobs because, for one, they don't know half the stuff they're doing. And, and for two, they don't go above and beyond to try to go out of their way to help that person. If you don't know the answer to something, or how to go about finding the resources to get an answer to help someone, then why are you even doing that job? If you're just going to sit there and be like, well, we couldn't do this for you, we couldn't help you here, so you're going to have to wait, basically. And I mean, I'm kind of using my husband's situation as an example, because I do have a history in the medical field, a long history in the medical field, and a lot of these things that we've encountered have involved people who are doing positions and jobs that I've already done and that I have experience in, and my husband does as well. So, and since I've already got people out here that I know very well, such as physicians who are really good physicians, and I still have, like my husband says, pool out here in the medical field, I was able to go and use my resources to go to the next steps for my husband's care. But someone who doesn't have that in their family, what happens to them?
Exactly.
If I didn't know that I could call a cardiologist and say, okay, this is going on with my husband, and where can I be guided to in order to get him the proper medical treatment and care that he needs, then what? My husband's just going to be put on the back burner until they decide to do whatever they decide to do. And that wasn't the case. Luckily, I was able to contact some people with higher authority and able to get the ball rolling. And I called my husband and told him, these are the steps these people need to take. I wanted to take them on my own, but like he said, make them responsible for what they're supposed to be responsible for. So he gave them the information that they needed. They went and used that information, and that very same day they got the ball rolling. Otherwise, he would.
So it sounds like nobody there wants to be accountable for what's been going on, and just very reluctant to do anything. It's like they don't even take their job serious, and it's about human health care. They're supposed to help people. You're at a hospital, like you know what I mean. It's like I'm sure there's really good doctors and nurses out there, but it sucks that you guys had experience just like the really short end of the stick of a lot of things. It really makes it look bad. But I'm sure on a lot of levels that most hospitals are probably run that way. They're just very crooked and just looking out for themselves and really don't give a shit about anything. It's
Yeah, like I was saying earlier that Dojo was even confirming that I was on point. That for the most part, these guys are unqualified. Their heart is not in it, and they don't have the answers. So we're stuck with these. It's hard to solve a problem when they are causing the problem. It's tough.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But go ahead, Mrs. You can continue, Mrs. Dojo.
Yeah. That would be me.
Yeah, that would be you.
I'm sorry.
Carry on.
What was that? Someone asked a question. I'm sorry.
You said something about continue. She was taking my son to his friend's house for the evening. That's what she was doing.
Oh, okay, all right. I was just gonna say if she wanted to continue, I was just interjecting real quick. But yeah, if she was done,
when I start going back live, she will be participating because, like I mentioned, the information that I'm dealing with now, the content is more it's more feasible. You know what I mean? It's more feasible for a lot of us because it's more shareable. I can share it. She can share it. It's what it is. I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm gonna slow down tackling the mainstream narratives.
Yeah. Well, those mainstream narratives are kind of like controlled narratives, anyways. Some of these
you know what I mean. Everyone who are already on them, they're doing a mighty fine job. So this is not a cop out or this is not an excuse. It's just me knowing that it's me having respect and I truly feel that everyone who's already powerful doing what they're doing is winning that battle. You know what I mean? And so I'm going where we're on a battlefield that I'm needed.
Right. Yeah. Well, nice talking to you guys, but yes, what you guys were saying, that's basically in a roundabout. That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Neglect of human care. I guess that's
right. Yeah. Sounds like.
Thank you for sharing your story with that. Go ahead, Crow.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys had a great testimony, and it's good that you guys are going to work together. And yeah, I mean, like you can't focus on other things, but you're focused on something that you're very passionate about, And again, we got to choose our own battles. So it's great that you are deciding to focus on something you're definitely determined to get the word out.
It was like I was mentioning uh, to the panel prior to going live as well as me, my little family that I'm with, we already have this certain thing going on, and it's been going on for quite some time in our children's life. And so our children are given the chance to grow up with a lot of these families in this area, and a lot of and like my wife was mentioning, a lot of these families don't have the pull to call a cardiologist, or they don't have the reputation. My wife and I are 40. We've gained such good reputation with a lot of these people out here because of our commitment. When we commit to something, we stay committed to it, and that's what I was explaining to you guys in the back end. It seemed like I can help a lot more people by just sticking my cleats in the dirt and grinding them in and just doing what I got to do from here. You know what I mean? Instead of focusing on something that's just so far and wide, and then everything else around me is just collapsing. It's just crazy. So I want to get there, because what it came from, it's coming from the kids' future, not my kids, but all the kids they go to school with. The children that they go to school with will be the next future parents and the next future grown-ups and stuff like that. And so I guess that's what I'm building. I mean, I'm just building my children to be important in their in these children's future when they get of age.
Yeah, that's good, man. Yeah, taking an active role in everything, and good for you, brother.
Yeah, right on. We're gonna see.
Yeah.
We're gonna see. My crazy ass.
Yeah. Well, I know you're a gentleman, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Don't get on his bad side. Don't cross this boy's
I'm
bad
had some
side.
crazy talks.
Right.
Yeah, this has been a crazy night. It's gonna be crazy. I'm in trouble. I know I'm in trouble. My mom's been calling. I've been forwarding her call. It's way too late now anyway. There's nothing wrong um, there's nothing wrong with hope. I got hope for everybody. I got hope in everything. Shit, I guess I'm hoping.
Right on. Yeah, Doja, that was a good one. Yeah. You want to ask him anything, Crow?
No, no, Panda, no.
Something you want to know about Mr. Dojo?
Hey, Crow, you a flat earth? I want to talk about some flat earth stuff. We can talk about anything you like. You can ask me whatever. We can talk
Like, do you have like, are you a part of a religion sector, or do you have a creator, or who is your creator, or you?
No, I'm not a part of, like everyone else. I'm not religious. I'm not religious at all. I have studied Orisha. Is it Orisha, Yoruba, the spiritual type of content that come out of Yoruba through the Akan lineage. Though I studied it through the Akan lineage. That's about it. But no, I'm just a modern type of guy, I guess. No religion. I'm not religious. I guess I don't have to say. I know that I don't believe in no Big Bang.
Yeah.
I didn't come from a Big Bang. I have, what I would say, like 7 more months, and I have a bachelor's in microbiology. So it's like it's not to say, what I mean. I just know that everybody's concept of God isn't the same. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
what
and that's what fascinates me, because I like to ask people, just I love talking about the concept of God. Like some people think it's, there's more concept to him, there's more than one God, or there's might not be. We're all one, you know what I mean? There's even that aspect of it. So I just love, you know, talking about, you know, the unknown.
right. I like talking about the unknown too. I really do. I just don't like to get. I guess there's a time and place for every discussion, eh?
Oh yeah, yeah, because like, it does get kind of heated with certain audience, and So if people are just respectful about people's opinion. It doesn't.
So, do you have a religion, Crow? I mean, you a part of a religion?
Yeah, I'm a Christian,
Okay.
so but I'm not your typical Christian. But I mean, I believe definitely in a higher power.
hmm hmm Now,
And
when you say Christian, right? Because I mean, I know the word Christian. I mean, we've all been Christian at one
yeah,
point. When you say Christian, are you talking about Old Testament Christian, New Testament Christian, the entire Bible in its totality Christian?
um, I've accepted Jesus, and that's what I'm mainly stay focused on. Just now living my own life. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
I'm not religious. I'm not counting Hail Marys or anything. Or go. I don't even go to church, but for the most part, I have read the Bible, and I use that as a guidance, more or less.
Right.
And so,
Do you
everybody
feel
has their own journey.
do you feel that the Bible is written with equality for all people equally?
No, because I mean, at that time there was no equality. You see what I'm saying? So there's a progression throughout history. And there is definitely no equality when that was time, which written. You know, but uh, I don't know if that's the answer to your question, but yeah, at that time there was no equality. It's just and that's the message was right. Love one another. Love your even enemies. You
Right.
know, and
Yeah,
so
it answers my question. Actually, it does. It's the only answer.
yeah.
I mean, because I think a lot of people they miss that. They miss that a lot of it was during that era because all of the Bible wasn't written in the same era itself. I mean,
Yeah.
I've I've taken quite a few years out of my life to put the entire book on head. So I can tell you now that all of it wasn't written in the same era. You have the book of Job that's literally like reading. Wait, the book of Job is like in Genesis. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like I said, it's has the book has its flaws and the book
Hmm.
has its
Yeah.
perfections. You know what I mean? So it's like when I look at it to when I look at the material, like I said, when I look at the material as where the flaws may indicate, it doesn't subject my faith to 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 scrutiny or me being a sinner when it comes to the Christian faith. The reason I say that is because there's a lot of little things that I can question, like why would they put Bible, or why is it so, and why I mean all the little things that for one to say it's the word of God, but I don't like to play I don't like to play around with believers of the book because it's I can see why they I can see how powerful the book is. I know what it means to people. I really do. I mean, my grandmother, she died faithfully 33 years in the Mormon. She was a Mormon sister. She was in the Mormon sisterhood. Yeah, read that. She was, and and no one can tell her anything different. To her, you know,
Yeah.
uh,
It's like the movie Book of Eli. I don't know if you've seen that,
the Book
where
of Enoch.
Eli. I mean Eli. The Book
Oh,
of Eli.
yeah.
The movie with Denzel Washington, where
Mm-hmm.
it revolves around the last book of the last Bible in the whole world, and Denzel Washington had it, and it could be used for
And
good
see,
power, and you could use for bad power. It could use for control, or it could be used to be teaching love. So yeah, I definitely agree with that aspect of it. It's unfortunately it's interpreted to individuals, so and how they react to it is the key.
the book of the Book of Enoch. The beautiful thing about the Book of Enoch, excuse me, not the Book of Enoch. I keep saying the Book of Enoch, but the Book of Eli. Sorry about that. The beautiful thing about it was that in the very end, um, he had the entire book memorized. Remember, they had to lay him down, and he had to speak the entire book orally in order for them to make a replica. because the book was destroyed, if I'm not mistaken. And so that was the uniqueness of the book of Eli, that Denzel Washington in that role, even though he was blind and he was supposed to be carrying the last Bible on the earth, right?
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, that Bible was destroyed at the very end when he was hurt, and so they
Yeah.
laid him down, and he had to talk the entire book to him, to the person writing it down, the scribe. And so
Yep.
that's how the movie ended, with the person with Eli knowing the entire Bible on his head and not written down as material. Okay. But yeah, sorry about that. There's just a lot just going on right now. This was all unexpected, but it's fun to be here. But if I'm not mistaken, I haven't seen the movie in a while. When I did see it, that's what caught my attention. Is that one, he was blind. Two, he had that entire book on his head. And at three, I think the book was actually blank. I think the pages were blank or in braille or something like that. Something, but it was something unique like that. It was something that the book had to be spoken by him in order for them to have the translation, because it was destroyed or something like that.
Yeah, they couldn't open the book or something. Or yeah, there was something that the book was useless, and so that's why he wasn't afraid to lose it. And so because he had it all in his memory.
Right, right, because he had it all
Yeah,
in his.
that. Uh,
And that's why those miracles kept happening through the entire movie with him. You notice that he was blind, but he was like some type of miracle ninja. You know what I'm saying? Because he was the word. He was the book. He was the word. And that's what I try to explain to a lot of Christians, that the word, you know, I mean, it's just like how he said, I am the Father and the Father in me. You know what I'm saying? The word is in you. Eli was the word, you know what I mean? And that's why it was occurring, that's why those things were occurring, because his destiny made sure he got to the end to orally give the word. You know what I mean? The word is oral. It's never materialistic. And ever since the Bible was written down to be materialized, right? It seems like there's more destruction coming from it than somebody just going out and carrying out with their word and using their action. Doesn't it say something like that? You know what I'm saying? Faith without works is dead, or some stuff like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
in the,
you know
in
what I
the
mean.
book of
So
James.
it's
Yep.
in your word. It's in what we're saying to each other and how we're treating each other. It has nothing to do about knocking on my door, opening this book, and reading me a scripture. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, that's what Jesus said. If you just follow the first two, that love, love the Creator, love your enemies, and then everything will follow. You know, upon the whole thing that will follow that. That's all it takes. Is if everybody just loved each other, then there will be nothing. No problems. But it's so hard to even comprehend a world like that.
Right. And then at the very end in Revelation, it says that the world will be deceived. Okay. And so by it saying, I mean, according to what it says, I mean, if the entire world is going to be deceived, that means none of us really have what it takes to say that, to say follow me. You know, I mean, those. I mean, according to the book. I mean, but like I said, I'm not a Christian. I don't bash Christians. I have a lot of family members that are. I've been to church many times in my life. Yeah, I don't go on a regular basis. Have I been in quite some time? No, I have not. Um, but hey, I can tell you right now, there's nothing wrong with. I guess there's nothing wrong with being honest. There's nothing wrong with being honest, man. I don't know.
No, actually I prefer that. That way, there's no games.
Yeah.
Right on. Who just popped in?
I can't hear Ginger.
Are we getting sniped by Ginger? Cats, who did you add?
No, Ginger is fine.
Ginger.
No, I don't know if it was him or not. Where's
Uh,
Dojo?
he's right here.
I think you sniped him.
He sniped him.
Oh damn it! I'm sorry.
No, I don't know. I don't know what happened.
I'm
No, he's
totally.
there.
Ginger, is that you? Your mic is not functioning.
I don't know what happened.
Mm. Ah, Jojo. Jojo again. No, it's just us three. I gotta put.
What's
Okay.
going on? Are we still live, or did
Yeah,
did
no,
you?
we're still alive.
Okay, I didn't know what was going on. I thought you pulled the plug, hit the panic button like last time.
Let me see. I gotta get Jojo back first.
All right.
All right, Trotter. You want to keep the topic going? You want to?
Yeah, man.
Do
We
you
could
want to
talk, of
sing?
course, bro.
Do you want to sing a song? Do you?
I
You a
want you
band?
to play. I want you to play your newest stuff.
Oh, in fact, I did a song today, but we don't want to play my new stuff, huh?
Oh, you could play something else. You could play the other one you had.
No, 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 no. But yeah, hopefully a dojo come back, so at least we can have our parting ways. It's very interesting with the hospital because that's such a resource topic that people don't talk about, but it gets manipulated so much. It's just wicked.
Yeah, people get taken advantage of and get the
Ah,
runaround.
Yeah,
You know, that's gotta suck. It really does.
yeah,
Jojo
I've
there?
been
yeah.
I've been
was that
Welcome
a
fortunate.
back.
That, I've been
was
Okay.
that a
fortunate that
snipe or something? Was that a snipe?
No,
No,
I don't
I'm
know.
sorry. I hit the wrong button.
Oh,
Somebody tried to
she
come in, and I wasn't sure if it was Ginger or not. So, uh, and I'm sorry.
she got
But
the
we're
cat
okay.
reflexes.
No, I don't. I'm sorry, Jojo. It wasn't meant for you.
that was
Yeah.
crazy. I kind of figured it was something because I couldn't find the link in the back.
I'm like, oh no, Ginger, you're sniping us. Fake Ginger. No,
No,
I
it's
think Ginger, you're having a problem with your microphone still. Um, whatever it is, it's not fixed.
Yeah, we couldn't hear you. I don't know if you
Yeah,
were talking.
yeah. But yeah. So just moving forward, you guys.
Yeah, Dojo, is there anything else that maybe you wanted to mention that we haven't talked about?
Nah, just please be advised of who gets sick in your area. I know people get sick on a regular basis, but actually, no, just peace, love, and happiness. I guess I don't want to be the doomsday bearer. You know what I mean? A bearer of doom.
Yeah, yeah. I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? So it's like I don't know. I just know that there's so many content developers. I mean, and I'm seeing so many content. I'm seeing so much content on chemtrails and these vaccinations and flus and all this and all that. And I guess it's just working my nerves, people. It's just working my nerves. I'm starting to see all this madness and craziness, and it's like, where's the cure? And so
Yeah.
I'm all right. I'm all right. But one thing I am gonna do, obviously, after tonight, I am gonna be popping back live. In a couple weeks here. I mean, I think I've bit off too much than I can chew. So yeah, I'm gonna start popping live again. My problem is though is that the channel that I'm on now, I mean, I have all my content still, but it's all locked. Okay, and so the channel's been compromised months ago. But I just utilize it because it has the wrench in all the right places. You know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
I've been trying to establish a new channel, but it's become difficult. It's really difficult now. So I don't know. I'm just stuck between a rock and a hard place. Should I just fire this one back up, or should I just continue on blowing smoke into the new one? You know, it's
yeah.
wild.
Ginger, is that you? Hello.
I think he's still
No,
microphone less.
he bought a new mic. So I don't know what's going on. Ginger. Okay.
Yeah, there's no sound at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, topic change. Crow. New topic.
I had the last topic. I don't know.
Hey Jojo, I have a question.
Okay,
Are you
thank
gonna
you.
start doing streams then again
Yes,
under
yes.
Dojo or under your other
No, I'm
name?
gonna do it on the dojo time. I'm just gonna start a. I'm gonna start a new YouTube page, start from scratch because I know if I use this one, this one's already been bugged and everything's wrong with this one already. It's already jacked up. So I'm gonna start a new one. I'm just gonna just scrape it from there. You know, because what happened was I already attempted this and I started in a new dojo time and I established it in the rooms that I have wrenches with, and so I was getting the subs back up.
Yeah.
And I was practicing with content, and they locked it up. They locked it up for 3 months. I was like, damn, is that how that worked? So it's like, now I gotta start from scratch. So I guess you can't use there's certain content you're just forbidden to use because if you use it they'll just lock it up. And I only had like six subscribers on it, and I came back to it the next day, and they're like I couldn't use it for 90 days. I'm thinking like, well, forget it. I don't want the account no more. But I was just I was practicing with some content, and I guess I did something wrong with it.
Well, that's good. I'm glad you're coming back, Jojo, and stronger more than ever.
Yeah.
If you want, you can put your link if you have it on chats, and they can sub you because you have good streams as well.
I'm gonna make a brand new one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do it right after when I get done here. I'm just gonna go in there, start a new one, and just go through the ropes that way because it's it's too much.
You can send me the
Yeah, you're good, bro. We
link.
feel you. Ginger, what's up? Is your microphone working now?
I'm off mute, so I hope so.
Hey,
Yeah, you
Ginger.
are. Welcome.
Thanks, guys. Always happy to be here and happy to talk.
Sorry, Ginger. I thought you were fake.
Oh no, it's okay.
I
Zetetic.
knew it was you, but someone told me, at least Liza said, be careful. And I'm like, oh. So I took that chance. I didn't want to take that chance. Sorry.
By all means, be careful, because the last time, oh, I'm so sorry, cats. That happened to you live, and you had to redo it again, because that was horrible.
Yep.
It really was.
This is what Sean says. He says, check content. A channel getting bombed tonight already. Oh, wow. Thanks, Sean, for that info.
Who he got bombed?
No, another channel.
Oh.
Hello, Johnny Apple. Nice to see you again.
Oh, right on. Cheers, Johnny Apple.
Okay.
Apples.
Apples, yeah. Okay, Doja. So, yeah, when you get your link, your new channel up, you can send it to me on my channel or on our channel or
you can just
on
have
my
me
email.
back and have me back. How's that? That's even better.
Okay, that's cool, and then you can put it out in the chat room.
Yeah, I'll just do it that way. It'll be easier because I'm gonna change. I'm just gonna come naturally. I'm just gonna keep it cool. I've learned a lot so far, a whole bunch. I've heard, you know what I mean, and I just gotta keep my cool. As long as I keep my cool, I think I'll be all right. You know what I mean? I know I'll be all right. But I gotta start back doing live streams because not like everyone else. I'm a content developer and I have content to deliver. And I would prefer to do it where it can be accessible. You know what I mean? Directly instead of just somewhere inside of 6 hours. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, stay focused and remember you have a purpose. Remember, so
And like cats, easy on the swears, because the more swears that are in videos, then you're going to get the adult. You have to sign in order to be able to be viewed. So as long as it's as PC as possible, even though it's telling the truth, that can't hurt.
Thanks for that tip. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna do exactly what you said. I'm gonna make it to where the content can be available for children. You know what I mean? Whether if it's it's gonna I'm not gonna have no cussing. I'm not gonna have no cussing. To be honest with you, I don't even think I'm gonna go.
It's hard. It's hard to keep it clean sometimes, but yeah, I mean, if you
No, I
could
mean,
edit, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean, I mean, I have my substitute teaching
We try
license.
hard over here, believe
Yeah,
me.
I go to
Right,
classrooms,
Crow?
and stuff. So if I can sit there in classrooms of children from 25 to 28 children in one classroom, then I can do this. I can go ahead and knock this out. You know, I mean, I gotta really start. I gotta really start behaving how I do in my normal life on this internet, because all last year it was me, but it was me trying to understand what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Now I know what I'm doing, and it's just crazy. I mean, like I said, I mean, some of y'all might think, man, this guy right here is a loose cannon, and nah, that's not true. It's just the fact that it's just, man, I was dealing with, you know, this stuff is not structured. A lot of these live streams aren't structured. They don't have we don't have live stream police officers, you know what I mean, to make sure they are. You know what I mean? It's just a whole bunch of backlash and who can articulate their content better. That's all it is, really, to me. And I just want it to where I can have it. I don't want my content to drown. It's drowning when I'm just not doing nothing with it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's all I'm saying. I wanna do my part. This time the right way. No cussing, no arguing, none of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
None of it. You know, and that's why I'm taking my sweet time, because I'm taking my time, and so I can have everything situated. You know what I'm saying? The way I can have it. I mean, at this point, I don't see myself having no enemies, so I shouldn't have any problems. But
It's like, it's, sorry to interrupt. The swearing, well, cussing, you can whatever. To me, I really don't like it. I don't really say it. Sometimes my thoughts are saying it, but I won't speak it basically. But what I want to be careful is because there's other people that do see the videos, and if there's a lot of swearing, especially if it has to do with flat Earth. A lot of times, if they see a lot of, you know, those kind of words, or they're fighting, and these people, they're coming to look into flat Earth, you turn them away because of all this. And to me, it's wrong because we're trying to bring in people to realize what flat Earth is about. And there are many people out there seeing us on our videos, and a lot of them they'll like, oh, cool, this is cool, I would love to hang out or see what's this about. But when they see all this fighting and arguing, whatever you want to call it, each other, then they do turn away. They'll just, I
Have
don't need
you,
this stuff.
Dojo, have you considered multi-streaming? Getting on other platforms like some of the other channels are doing right now? Jamie Brown, he does that. I know Sheeps and Neeps does it.
Yeah.
IPS is doing it.
Iron Realm too, I think.
Iron Realm is also there's a few channels that are starting to expand because there's so much censorship and so much intervention going on in YouTube. It's a controlled platform. Well, most of them are controlled, but some of them are not as critical on flat earthers or some of the truth pathfinders research, if you will. So I mean, I'm just throwing that out there because YouTube is just like, I don't know, man. There's not much left to it. I think it's time to get out of YouTube.
Have you guys?
I know it sounds hypocritical because we're here talking about it now, but you guys have seen what's been going on with the censorship and with everything else, Um, you know what I'm talking about. You know what's good. All right, I'll leave it at that. Go ahead, Ginger.
Somebody in the chat just mentioned IPS, Flat Earth Network is where you're going to find them now. Just want to throw that out there because IPS does a lot of good work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my bad. It is the Flat Earth Network or the Flat Earth Report.com. Either one, I think it's flatearthnetwork.com or flatearthreport.com. Someone put his link in there. But Yeah. So what's good, man? What's good, Ginger?
Yeah, I got my new mic and it's working now, so I'm happy. Dojo, it's my first time talking to you as well as Scarecrow, so it's a pleasure to actually talk to both of you guys.
Likewise, Ginger.
Nice to meet you, Ginger. I've seen you around.
Yeah, it's August of 2015. I've been looking into this, if not a little bit before that, and yeah, it's crazy. I've only met one other person in my hometown that's actually down with this. So to talk to people with ideas that resonate with myself, it's a pleasure always. And Cats, thank you for the forum with Trotter. It's it's
Yeah, bro.
always good.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Absolutely. Yeah, we're just like I guess catching up with Dojo, and I don't know if we were paying attention to the chat earlier on, and now we're at that point of talking about if he's been multi-streaming, and he said not yet. So what do you think? Would that something you consider doing? Also, Dojo is like streaming off YouTube, using other platforms. That's where we're at. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to bring it back to where we were.
Yeah, that's my that's my new approach. I've been off since I've been off YouTube live streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I've been utilizing that extra time with my Facebook account, as well as I've been doing live streams and small little video clips on my Facebook account. And so, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multi-stream, but I'm going to multi-stream in a fashion to where everything I'm doing now has a purpose. How's that? I mean, I'm not just doing it just because I'm learning the tools. I also have a personal Facebook account that's linked and tied to the people I know in my community, as well as up and down the state of California. My wife is on that Facebook as well. I mentioned last year when I was streaming on this account how I was going to be migrating those people who are supportive and those who have the credentials to be um, major factors in this and what we got going on. I was
Mm-hmm.
going to migrate them over, and I'm doing so as we speak. I've already uninitiated to get like 10 to 15 over onto the Dojo Time Facebook page, and so it all makes sense. And it's all going to make sense to me in the end, as well as for what I do as a business. With the medicinal and growth, I made that Dojo's Facebook page um, as my brand page, and so it's like I'm able to like utilize everything that I'm doing through multi-streaming. And so now when I decide to say, all right, now I'm going to start a new YouTube account and bring Dojo back to the YouTube platforms, I have enough experience and enough support in locally to where it's like I don't have to worry about trolls. I don't have to worry about thumbs downs. I don't have to worry about is the content qualified. I don't have to worry about being competitive in the content, and I don't have to worry about answering questions about the content because it's going to be it's the content speaks for itself. It's I don't know, bro. I guess you're just gonna have to watch and see.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
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 good.
like
Yeah.
yeah, because it's like no, there's no more time. I don't have no more time tying my shoelaces together and then trying to run. I'm not doing that no more. You know what I mean? That's not what it's about for me. And so now I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna make sure that I got all my ducks in a row. I'm gonna get it done the right way. Because this live stream stuff is very effective. It's very effective, and I've only been doing it for a year, and I've noticed that there's a lot more people using their voices now. A lot more. When I started, it was just a few of us. Now it's a whole bunch of people, and so obviously we're all getting stronger. So I just
Mm-hmm.
want to get more structure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, good stuff. Absolutely. Right on, man. Like I said, man, you're on point, brother. Crow, what up?
Not chilling, chilling.
Well, I don't want to take up any more of your time, Doge. If you have anything else, like Crow was saying, if you have anything else you want to talk about or cover, if we can talk about a different topic if you feel like chilling a little bit more. Or Cats, do you want to end this chat and then start a new one, or keep it going, or I don't know, take a break, go get something to eat. I don't know.
Uh, well, I don't know either. Jojo, do you have anything else to do, or can you hang out, or?
Oh no, I'm just here. I'm here. No, I was gonna ask a couple flat Earth questions. What do you guys? What's new on flat Earth? I mean, how you guys been feeling about what's the latest? I mean, isn't there a Eclipse is coming, right? Isn't that on the 29th or the?
The 29th, yeah.
Yeah. What do you guys? I mean, you preparing for that?
I'll do some my own observations. Hopefully, if it's not cloudy,
Right. Yeah.
no chemtrails out. I'm sure we'll be inundated leading up to that, or on the day of, just like the day they had the solar eclipse. So, I mean, we'll have to just wait and see, man.
I heard
I know
that.
I know a few other channels are gonna do some experiments. Um, and we'll see how that goes with what they're doing. Well, we'll see. We're just waiting for it to happen. It's one of those things.
I'm
Uh,
excited about the
yeah.
eclipse. I'm really excited. Um, I'm excited about the colorations, like I've been mentioning. Never seen a blue red eclipse before. From my understanding, it's supposed to be three colors. And so when we look at the Hindu, when we look at Vishnu is the religion. It's a Hindu religion where Rahu and Ketu comes from.
Hmm.
You see that Rahu is depicted red and the Ketu is depicted like a baby bluish. That's just the colorations that they use when they're narrating. I mean, when they're narrating in their it has a name for it. I've been researching it the last couple of weeks, but I know it's been inside the Vishnu. And, they have their own belief systems and they have their own astrology. And I've been researching inside of their astrology, and so I'm so anxious to see the colorations of the moon, or excuse me, of this eclipse, because
Hmm.
this is what they're saying that these we should expect these colors.
I thought it was a blood moon.
Right? It's supposed to be the blue blood moon. The blue blood moon, meaning you're going to get your blue and your red tints inside the white.
Oh, gosh, I would say something about it, but I don't want to frighten no one or scare no one because that's not me.
Doom
But
saying.
all I know is that moon, just watch out for it. It's coming. Something's coming with it. That's all I'm gonna say. But just be prepared. I mean, yeah, NASA, NASA is probably gonna hide some stuff out of it so we don't see it. But something not good is coming with it. That's all I'm gonna say because it's already planned. I know California had an earthquake already. They're having them. I think they had 10 of them. So I don't know what part. I think it's the Southern California.
Yeah, we'd have to ask One Conscience. She's tracking those
Yeah,
earthquakes. She's got the
we'll,
data.
yeah, we'll probably have her tomorrow
Is she
because
around? Is she in the chats right now?
she was, but not anymore. But all I know is that this coming up with the moon, just be prepared because something big is behind it. And I don't know, I just feel it in my spirit. I hope I'm wrong, but just be prepared. And it's gonna be in the Southern California. It's gonna be in California. That's all I know. And whatever they're planning, because it's man-made, but again, we just have to be prepared. Whatever it's coming toward after that moon, it's just like when we had that moon. Forgot what day when all these hurricanes came and the earthquakes hit in Mexico. You know, that's how I feel. It's gonna happen again. You know, whatever their plans are, but it's going toward California because it hit in Hawaii. I mean, Alaska. So it's coming toward California now in the Pacific. So I pray for everybody in Pacific.
Right, right. You're right. I remember that there was that something had occurred in Alaska, and
Hmm.
it sent it was sent some type of. Okay, yeah, I get where you're coming from. All right.
Hmm. So it's coming towards you guys, and I have family out there, and my prayers are out there for everyone around the world, in the United States, around the world. But I know a fact that in Pacific something's coming. I just don't. My spirit just tells me it's not going to be easy for California, and I'm not just saying California. It's Washington. It can be Oregon. It's just on the Pacific coast. But California has already had 10 earthquakes, which, yeah, we need to talk to one because she's into all that. She studies it. But yeah, Jojo, so be careful. Whatever is coming after this moon, you guys have to be prepared. I think this is why there's a connection. What's happening in California right now? There's a connection there.
Oh shit! You're right. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? At this point, I really do hope that what I'm thinking and what you're saying is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
me
you're
too.
right. Now I think about it. Because normally, when they expecting catastrophe, they start closing down multi-million-dollar things like hospitals
Yeah.
and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? I look like I said from the beginning. I'm just thinking more directive. You know what I'm saying? More direct. You know what I mean? So now that you said what you said, Cats, I really feel like I'm really assured now. I'm assured. I mean, because it's like there's no more worse. We're not having it harder than any other state, but it's just
Mhm.
our turn. It's our turn now. It's our
Mhm.
turn to take this. It's our turn to get hit. Take a couple of
Mhm.
lickings. Those fires wasn't. I'm so far inland when it comes to California that I can honestly say that I'm sure something's coming.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say something, and this is out of uh, the talk where the topics, but I have to say it. Years back, wait, I'd say about almost 8 years, I had a dream, and I'm pretty good in the dreams that come true. I'm very Pacific on them, and I seen earthquakes, I seen fire, I seen tornadoes, I seen floods. Okay, some already passed, but there's a big one coming toward California, and it's gonna be a tsunami. When you have an earthquake, you have that other thing coming with the water, and the water it's just gonna flood California. For some reason, things are gonna start happening more in California. I don't like to say it because a lot of times people say I'm crazy, whatever. But I have dreamed this, and a lot of it has come true. There's more coming toward California, and just know that everybody has to be prepared in California. Oh, the whole Pacific coast, not just California, the whole Pacific. But mostly it was California that I saw. And with the fire, it's man-made. It's like the Lord was showing me things that it's hard to explain to all of you guys, but it's not. I was in it. I was in it, and I was seeing everything, and I was even calling out to the Lord because when you're into this dream and you try to get out of it, it's hard. It's very hard because He wants you to see it. And all I see is floods, earthquakes, fires, you name it. And people were running. People were trying to get away, but it was already too late. And I'm not trying to fear anyone. It's just something, since we're seeing all this, what's happening in California, I have to speak it now. This is what the Spirit is letting me know now. And this is why I said, Jojo, things are happening. It hit Alaska, now it's coming toward Pacific. And we've been waiting for this. I mean, I've been waiting to see not the prophecy, but my dream is coming to its place. And I don't like to say it because I don't want it to happen, but it's coming. Like I said, I seen fire, I seen earthquakes, I seen tornadoes. Here in Arizona, if we got a tornado, we're dead. We're gone because we live in a hole where the meter hit or whatever they used it here for. So if there's a flood or tornado, Arizona inside Phoenix and all, we're doomed, you know. But I saw that in my dreams, and my dreams are always exactly as it comes. It's always I'm right, you know what I'm saying? Don't don't get feared, please, what I'm saying, but I just have to speak it. It's time now to speak it. Maybe I have that gift. That's why I love people. That's why I give love, because that's the gift that God gave me. My Almighty God. So Jojo, you know, with all my heart, you guys be safe, you know. We're near you guys. You know, Arizona's near California. Well, we're next state. But I don't know what else to say.
No, you good. Everything you said is on point. There's a lot of people here in Cali that can attest to this having the same dream. Literally, I've heard. I mean, quite a few of my partners have bring that to my attention throughout the years. I'm not talking about recently. I'm talking about the last 8 years, 9 years, 11 years. You know, even my son. Honestly, even my son had a dream about a flood and all of that. And like you mentioned, out here we live in a cavity where what's considered a bowl as well. The Central Valley, the San Joaquin Valley of California is located in between all the mountains, you know what I mean, and then the Pacific to one side. We have the northern mountains and the southern mountains, and then we have the San Joaquin Mountains to the right of us, and over those San Joaquin Mountains is Vegas. And way back in the day, they were attempting to try to blast through the mountain in order to make a road, so we didn't have to go around through Barstow, and they were unsuccessful because the San Joaquin Mountains are made of just certain rock that you can't blast through. But yeah, you know what I mean. Good looking out with the info, for real, and
I
trust.
think a lot of us in 8 years ago, I think a lot of us had that dream. A lot of us. And when we have dreams, we pray about it. And the reason why is because the prayer is powerful. And we pray that nothing will happen to anyone. I mean, I'm saying around the world. But God gives us all the same dream for some reason in a certain time. And it's for us to pray about it, to come together as prayer warriors, you can say, because I'm one of them, thank God. But we just have to give out the word when it's time, when the Lord tells us to release it. And that this is the time for I to release it, because others do release it right away. But the time is here, it's all man-made. But see, we were also warned, way years back. It's like, some of the word of God, sometimes it's correct, and sometimes, because of humans, they change the wording, and it says in the word, don't take or don't put words in, you know. But yeah, I just had to share that dream for some reason, so people can be aware in California what's happening, what's gonna happen. Like I said, it hit Alaska. It's gonna hit Pacific. And that's why I say the moon has something that's coming big behind it. Just like it did in, Florida and those islands out there, Puerto Rico and all them, and the earthquake in Mexico. So their plans are ahead of us with this moon coming soon. So I'm just giving you guys heads up on it. I didn't mean to talk about this, honestly. It's just
You good. You are good.
it was meant for me to speak it. So I don't really talk about this on air, but when
the flood hit, we driving to Arizona. We driving to Cat's house.
I mean, I don't really, honestly, I don't really like to talk about things like this because, like I said, people think I might be crazy or whatever. It doesn't matter to me what they think. What matters to me is to give alarming And I don't know if Dojo or anyone on the panel knows that Watchman on the Wall, which is spoken a lot in the Bible, and there's a lot of us that are
Yeah,
watchmen on the wall.
that's crazy. You bring that up because that was the incident that I had that led me to read the Bible. You know what I mean? That's one of the reasons why I have, you know what I mean, that I keep that respect to a certain degree about the Bible. I mean, I did what occurred was like my wife, and this happened like a couple years back. My wife and I were getting ready for bed, and we and I was in the bathroom. I'm brushing my teeth. It's just regular. I'm not high. I'm not nothing. And she's laying in the bed. Lights are on and everything. Lights are on, everything. And I'm brushing my teeth. We're talking. Yeah, 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 yeah. And I put the toothbrush down, right? And I go to turn around and go walk to get in the bed. And there was this. I told everybody this story. My wife thinks I'm a cuckoo. There was this gigantic ass. It was just. It was some type of gigantic. It looked like okay. I'm just gonna describe it the best way I can. All right, don't laugh. Don't laugh because
Okay.
don't laugh. It looked like a big. It looked like a real big, gigantic man with a trench coat on, right? And he was squatting over my wife's head on my headboard, right? And on the inside of him, I can see outside. I can see that right when I looked at him, right? And he disappeared. But right when I looked at him, the inside of him was like I was out. You know how you when it's dark outside and you look up and you can see the stars and stuff. It looked like
Hmm.
that. It looked like he was. It looked like when I looked at him, I was able to see through everything. You know what I mean? And look outside. Ain't no lie. And my wife, when it happened, you know, I mean, I guess I got a pale look on my face, and she was like, "What's you know, I mean, what's wrong with you?" But I blinked. I was like, never mind," and I laid down. And a couple of days
Hmm.
later, I explained to her what I saw, and she was just like, "Okay, whatever." But I promised on everything. When I put my toothbrush down, and I turned to go lay down. It was this big ass thing that was over the bed. Now, remind you, I had nothing to do with the Bible at the time. I'm still in the streets at this time. And so when I began to look at things and ask everybody these questions, these like religious people, right? One of these pastors from the Southern Baptist Church pointed me to Daniel. I think it was
Yeah,
Daniel, but he brought up what you're saying. He brought up a watcher or a watch, whatever the heck, a
a
watcher or something,
watchman.
right? And I looked in the Bible, and there's a scripture in there about somebody who was laying in the bed and something was crouched over his bed too, and that shit blew me away. I'm not gonna lie to you,
Hmm.
it really blew me away because I didn't have no experience or read about it prior. I mean, when it happened to me, but when it happened to me, that's what caused me to go ask about it, and that's what the pastor pointed me to that. I mean, I wish I was on my computer. I'd pull up and read the scripture off, but the person was having a was it was a watch, and they named it a watcher was crouching over the damn bed like that, and I was like, okay, this is kind of creepy, you know. It was wild, but it was a big ass guy. It was big. It was real big.
Well, the watchman on the wall means we are watching out for what the Lord gives us. We give the alerts, the warnings. That is watchman on the wall. We we also pray. I mean, here we are talking about what I go through daily in my life. But a watchman on the wall is to blow the trumpets, you can say, alerts, well, warnings. And like I said, we all have dreams at the same time for some reason. We get them because I'm not the only one that had the dreams at that time. I know there are a lot of us that did. The only thing is that all we have to do is pray that it doesn't happen. But God gives us these dreams at the same time, so we unite because we have to realize it's not just one person. It has to be many for God to hear us. Our Almighty God, our Creator. And a lot of times, the watchmen on the walls, they sleep. See, we're supposed to be awake, and many are asleep still as well.
Hmm.
And I'm just, I don't know why we
Where can
talk.
I learn more? What can I learn more? What is this Watchman on the Wall? What is this? Where are you getting this information from?
This information is through the Bible, but it's also
Is it
through the Spirit of the Lord.
okay? Because
This,
I'd like to know more about this. You know, what I mean, because if I don't if I'm not mistaken, Phoenix Bars used to see. Phoenix Bars was my occultic science, my occultic priest, whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
He already came equipped, you know what I mean, with all of the cultic decode whatever. And so when we would have our endless nights of talking and stuff, he would put me up on a lot of on things, you know what I mean. And so since I haven't had a chance to really uh, uh, make men's or comes to amends with him, I don't really because I'm really an amateur when it comes to this to religion studies. Like I've heard of esoteric and exoteric. I've heard of Gnostic. I've heard of the flower of life. But some of these concepts I've never indulged in, let alone overindulged in them. And so when I met Phoenix, it was a perfect match because it was like, you know, I mean, I was the sidewalk scholar. I knew all the you know, I mean, the natural sciences, you know, the chemistry, the biology, the microbiology. I
Mm-hmm.
was tampering with stuff like that, and he was doing you know, the occultic stuff, the reading the Samaritan text, the Enoch, what you're mentioning, and it's fascinating at some points because it's like some of the stuff he would say, literally though, I lived it, you know what I mean, and it is crazy because it's like maybe I should be learning more about what I don't know about because like I said, some of the stuff you guys talk about, right? It's like I can honestly say that I've encountered a lot of these things, and I have witnesses that live right with me or right around the corner from me. There's little crazy things, you know, like stores being robbed and I'm in them, and the guy he's undid this to me, but yet I come out without a scratch, and that's a fact. There was a time, right? Okay, there was a store. The only way you can rob a store with a butcher knife is to do it with the cash register open. This is what I'm assuming because I guess the policy is if the cash if it's not a handgun or you're not threatened like that, you're supposed to close the register, and the criminal must break the register open. If they, you know, and so I'm the last person in the store, and I'm buying what they call a black mile, and right when I purchased it, I'm walking out the store, but I'm tearing the wrapper off with my teeth, and it's the double swinging doors, the one with the pole, the little divider in the middle, and my ride is right here next to the door under the first gas pump. And he's a very big guy, you know what I mean? And right next to him is two off duty cops in sweatsuits coming from the Evolution gym. And so simultaneously, as I'm opening the door, two dudes in all black with these big ass knives come running in the store. One came through the door to the right of me that was available, and the other one came straight directly at me. And like I mentioned, I had no time to think at all. And I'm opening the black Kamal with my teeth, and the dude is stabbing me. Yeah, 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 yeah. You know what I mean? And by the time I realized it, I had jumped out the way and jumped out into the parking lot. All simultaneously, this is occurring. The two off duty cops get off the car and they're drawing down on the dudes, but they're tripping on me is because I didn't get stabbed at all. Nothing happened. And then the person in the car, my Chris Brindle, the guy waiting for me, his mouth is wide open. Everybody's looking at me like, you know what I mean? Are you, you know, they're looking at me. You know what I'm saying? And I swear on everything I love. I mean, this dude he is like, he's stabbing, he's stabbing. But I never got stabbed once. It was wild. Swear to God, I put that on everything. I'll call my mama right now. She'll tell you. I can call my wife out here right now. She'll tell you. But it was crazy though. It was so like so when Phoenix would tell me things about this occultic stuff, I would trip out because it's like I would try to mention to him like Phoenix, I've encountered certain things like that to where it can't be explained. You know, it can't, and that's what caused me to like really overindulge when I did have a chance to read the Bible, which caused me to put like literally like all of the storyline on head. So when I tell people I have 66 books on head, I mean that. I mean I have 66 storylines on head. I don't need to memorize the scripture in the you know what I mean. As long as I know what book it's in and what storyline that I'm paraphrasing from, I'm able to um I'm able to understand and discern Bible believers.
Yeah. Well, everything connects. Going back to flat Earth, everything connects to flat Earth, though. You know, like I've been saying too. You know, the connection with flat Earth and with the center, which is Jesus Christ. Many don't believe him, but I'm just gonna say it out there. The flat Earth is the middle, the center of the, let me see, the ground, okay, of flat Earth. And the branches are all the topics that we've been speaking on here. chemtrails, GMOs, the vaccine, and so on. And those branches need to start to come off from this root of the tree because it's a bad branches. Now the good branches is the center is our Lord Jesus. He's the tree. The branches, we are the branches. And we have to hold on to that, the goodness. So if you really look and put it with the flat earth, with the middle of it, you will understand what I'm trying to say. But Jesus is the center, and we are the branches. Flat earth is what's bringing us out of the truth, to see the truth, to bring out, you know, well, really speak the truth and be honest about it. Because these branches are on this flat earth, it has to come out forth. And that's how I see it. And, I've spoke about it many times. And that's what I feel in my spirit, that it's all about flat earth. It's awakening of flat earth. It's, many must wake up on this flat earth because this is the beginning. And these other topics, we need to speak out more because those are what's happening now. We already know the earth is flat. A lot of us accept it. But now these other topics that are very important right now at this moment that it's happening to us, we must speak it and do something about it. But again, unity is the most important to fight these topics. So you gotta accept it.
One thing after this discussion, I know what flat Earth means to me now. After this panel, flat Earth has actually brought me the awareness of Megiddo. You know what I'm saying? To me, that's what it is. I mean, honestly, God, these last couple of hours has been something to me. You know what I mean? And so I strongly feel like the flat Earth is the awareness of the Megiddo River, the what some would call Armageddon, that last war. You know what I mean? I feel that's what occurring. I don't think that the last war is occurring. You know what I mean? But I really feel like that the whole concept of the whole concept of revelation is occurring. I really do. I mean, we was discussing that today. I was discussing that with Geo Smith today, one-on-one. Geo and I talk a lot, and we was discussing, and I don't know. I mean, he's not here to back me up, so I'm not going to say anything.
He was here earlier.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff is crazy. I mean, a lot of us are trying to give people the impression that we're not going crazy, but many of us are sounding like cuckoo people, but we're not going crazy. It's just like you mentioned, a lot of us are, I mean, we're truly aware to what's going on now. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, and like you would, like it says, we there's no running. It's like we can head for the hills or we can for the forest. It don't matter. We can, what's coming, we all can't run from it. So it's like everybody better, get in your best stance and get ready. It's dojo time.
Well, that's why it's called the awakening of flat Earth. Flat Earth is the awakening for all of us to wake up. Hey, hit us in the head. Hey, it's flat. But again, we already know it's flat. We just have to go and seek the other topics and speak it out. And give information, and we all should research it on these topics. So be up because it changes all the time on these topics. It doesn't stay at the same rate. It always changes on these topics with what they're up to, what they want to do. We just have to be alert what they're doing, be on top of it. Well, you can say it. But yeah, I mean, I'm very happy that I'm here on Flat Earth. There's many of us that are fighting for the truth on Flat Earth. And we just need people to back us up. I mean, the more we have, the better we can fight these evilness people about these the GMOs and stuff. We don't even know how long that we've been eating GMOs,
Well, I like to say, what I would like to say is that, from when I do begin to start streaming again, and the technique of how I'm delivering the content is going to be detrimental due to the fact that, like I mentioned hours ago, they they've they have not they've not they haven't hesitated. They haven't hesitated at all. Everything has already been taking place, and
Mhm.
has. So you have people who speak about, they develop content about, the martial law, and they talk about the prison states and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
And no, and I don't know about y'all states, but over here in California, our elementary schools and our junior high schools, and I do mean all of California. It doesn't matter what county in California you live in. All the all the all the elementary schools and all the junior high schools and all the high schools. Okay, all the schools except the colleges, which are very few. They've all been upgraded with massive solar panels. They've all been upgraded to where it's
Mhm.
like they've all been upgraded with massive solar panels. They've all been upgraded with this protocol to where like all the offices have locks on them to where you have to be buzzed in, but then they
Mhm.
have gates. They have gates on the outside of gates on the outside of gates. They have now they're putting surveillances in the classrooms and in the hallways of the classrooms. And so what is occurring is like what I've been mentioning. They haven't hesitated. What they're doing is building miniature prisons in order to, when martial law does occur, they have places that they can directly appoint people when they snatch their ass off the street. They're not going to grab
Sure.
everybody and take them to one location. They've already begun to turn locations around us into small imprisonment compounds. We're not just paying attention. But are we?
Mhm.
Are we really paying attention, or are we just talking about too much of the mainstream narratives? So, like I said, if your elementary school or your junior high school or your high school fits the description that I just mentioned, this is what I mean by how my new technique is going to be with the content. This is what I'm trying to say, is that they've already begun to strike on us on the flat earth. It doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Perhaps, just perhaps, us flat earthers are doing a little too much talking about it and not enough walking. Okay, and what
Mhm.
I mean by that is maybe maybe it feels good to expose and discuss flat earth and expose these lies and decode the occultic signs that they put in our government. It does feel really good to be praised for that. It really does. But at the same time, though, on the outside of that, us considering ourselves the awakened ones, we are already aware that there's an adversary, there's an opposing approach. You know what I'm saying? And so when I say that they haven't hesitated, they haven't. They've already begun, and that's why the facilities around me are turning into small imprisonment compounds. If yours fit the description, I rest. I yield the floor.
Tyler, what do you think? Tyler. Crow, how about you? Or Tyler?
Is Trotter there?
I don't know. Hey, Crow, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
So what do you think?
Yo, no, I'm here. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I stepped away the last 2 minutes, you guys. I'm sorry. I had to do something.
We're just talking about flat Earth and the topics that we've been speaking. GMOs, chemtrails, fluoride, and how much we have to still speak because we already know it's flat Earth.
Yeah, there's a lot of activity going on in this realm of existence. Um, everyone's got something to bring to the table. We got people researching, trying to figure out how this thing all functions. Um, so we got people trying to find the edge. You know, it's all good. It's all good stuff. I'm sorry. Um, I'm just chilling listening to you guys have been talking, and I had to step away. And
Mhm. No, but you're right, Dojo. I think we have to focus more on the topics. You know, those it's happening now. You know, it's more against us in these topics with our food, our water, our air. That is what's happening to us right now at this moment. And it's happening to our children, our babies, you name it, the elderlies.
Yeah,
And the
I'm about to wrap it up here, fellas.
yeah, sure.
I'm about to wrap it up, but like the little like I was mentioning, like I was mentioning about the little compounds that they're turning into these little innocent infrastructures that we normally see day to day. They're turning into compounds, and if in your state, because here in California, they've also upgraded. I mean, when I say here in California, I mean everywhere, just like the schools. They've also upgraded the peace officers. The police officers don't look like police officers anymore.
Oh yeah,
They look
exactly.
like goon squad. They look like if you're in prison, you know what I'm saying? They dress like in the goon squad, or the people who come and raid your prison cell because they think you have, whatever. But not only that, their vehicles have also been upgraded. I've noticed that the cop cars now, a few of them drive around with this red light on, and I asked a few people, what does that mean? It allows them to see, like, if it's daylight, so if you're in the cop car and this certain light is on while you're in there, you can look out, and it's kind of like it's kind of like giving you this. I don't want to say infrared because I've never sat in and looked out. Okay, but they say that it's not nighttime when you're in there. When you're inside the cop car now and this light come on, it makes nighttime outside the car look like daytime, and so
Yeah.
it prevents people trying to creep behind trees. And so what I'm saying is, where's all this money coming from to make all these improvements in locations where crime is really, really low anyway? It's just, when I begin to explain and show detail and visuals to the stuff that's happening in California, this is what started our conversation from the beginning. I'm going to always refer to that as I conclude. I'm hoping that others, not yourselves, but others begin to see that that the content that need to be delivered and displayed is really right outside our front door. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? It's right outside our front door. It doesn't. There's. It doesn't. I guess what happened to me is that I I really close the books. Okay, everyone knows me as the sidewalk scholar. They know me for the man with all the books and the the scholarship, the academia. But now that I've been outside or just now that it's not in the book. It's happening right now. It's
Mm-hmm.
as things are happening right now as they're just occurring. So,
Well,
shout out to everybody and one love, man. I mean, it's been a long live stream. I know I'm gonna take a couple of days for myself after this one because I'm gonna have to. I'm just gonna have to. I just want everybody to know that we're all
Yeah,
here.
brother Dojo. Thanks, brother. Yeah, it's been a good talk, man, for sure, brother.
yeah, Jojo, thanks.
Yeah, man, it's been good. It's been real good, man.
Nice
Chopping it
meeting
up,
you,
man.
Jojo.
Yeah, you got a lot of
You, sir.
information,
You
and
too.
I like you come from an honest place, and we enjoy what you have to say, man. It's been good.
Yeah, it has. It's been a pleasure, and shout out to everybody who's listening. And hey, don't take my word for it. I'm just like everybody else. I just want to be able to know. I just want everyone to know that the content that I want to deliver is what I'm living through, what I'm going through at the moment.
Mm.
And it's no hard. It's nothing. It's not saying follow me or here it goes, here it is. It's just what I need. I know what I need to do. I got to produce this content that matches my visual. You know what I mean? I'm talking about it, but I want you guys to see me as I express it. I guess you call that a reactor tuber. Is that what it is? Those who react to things.
Mm.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna do reactor. I'm gonna be a reactor. You know what I'm saying? Because this stuff is just too much, and I noticed that it's it's just too much. Yeah, but shout out to everybody. I'm sure tomorrow morning is gonna be a lot. It's gonna be greater later.
Yeah. Thanks, Jojo, for coming on our
Yeah,
panel.
man.
Thanks,
Much
Jojo.
love, man.
Peace out, everybody.
Yeah, it
Bye.
was
Nice,
awesome.
nice meeting you.
You too, sir.
Okay, Crow, take it away. Or
Oh, you want me to take it away?
or
Trotter is
Tyler.
really good. Yeah,
Yeah,
Trotter is
yeah.
really good on his feet.
Oh yeah.
He is. He is.
Yeah, Crow.
I agree. I
Well,
agree.
Crow, you got me. You got me good. All right. Oh man.
I suck it.
No,
I second
uh,
that.
yo,
oh,
that was awesome.
sarcasm.
Dojo's awesome. Shout out to Dojo. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
he's very.
Yeah.
And I love his passion. Really, I wish his passion can go on like everybody's because I think that's what we need in order to make a change in this world. We need that passion, that compassion for other people, and it's sad that for the most part we see something and we just say, "Oh, it's sad," but we don't do nothing about it.
Mhm.
And we just carry on with our day. And it sounds like he's really tackling this project, and I think it's admirable. So it's pretty
Hmm.
cool.
Yeah, it's been good. Go ahead, Kat.
Hmm?
I said, the floor is yours, Kat.
Oh, really? Oh my gosh. I don't know what to say. I talked enough today. It's your turn. You
Yeah,
were
Charter.
quiet.
Go ahead,
Come on,
Charter.
Tyler.
Yeah, well, we're just cruising, me and Crow. But you guys do all the work.
No,
Oh
it's your
yeah.
turn. Okay, Crow and
No, Ginger's got to
Gin-
talk.
Yeah,
Ginger, what's
let's talk
good?
to
Yeah,
Ginger. I mean, you can't
yeah,
ignore
man. He's
Ginger.
here.
He's like right
Yeah.
here. How you doing, Ginger? Where you from?
Doing good, everyone. And you can ignore me all you want. That's fine. I'm Niagara Falls, Ontario.
Oh, Canada. Hmm.
Yeah, that's the one. The Canada.
Yes, I'm in Michigan, so I'm real close.
But yeah, no worries about me. I'm just happy to be involved with anything that you guys want to throw out there. I did switch my avatar from my oldest cat to the Dolly picture. So
what is it?
it's Salvador Dali's picture that shows the guy busting out of the what I always thought was an egg, but it turns out it's a globe.
It looks like an egg.
I always saw egg growing up. Like it was always an egg, but it's actually a globe when you look at it. And it's actually now that I'm looking at it on the feed, it's upside down.
Wow,
Whereas,
that's a better composite than NASA.
oh yeah, absolutely. Oh no, no, he is looking up. Now that I'm talking more and seeing it, he's like the Mayan guys in the whatever you want to call it. They're looking up, so that itself uh, it can be taken many different ways. But I hope it goes over well because it went from my again oldest cat that I own, not that I own, that I live with. My cats are my roommates, and
Yeah, I was gonna say, huh? You might have fan cat lovers over here on the panel.
well, no, you cannot do that because I love cats. But yeah, it's been a heck of a couple days. Things have gone really south, but at the same time, what can you do?
You watch any good videos lately?
Uh,
Read any good books? I don't know.
I have a question if he doesn't
What's
want to
Brian up
answer
to?
you.
uh, well, the best video I saw recently was there's a Toronto meetup happening on February 10th, somewhere in Toronto. It's like Chow Chow or something along those lines. And again, I live a very far distance from Toronto, but a Toronto meetup is always something that's always good for somebody in the Southern Ontario region. So,
Yeah, have you, so you haven't met a lot of flat earther in Canada, huh?
there's a lot in Canada, but and Cats has actually introduced me to quite a few that
Yeah,
live
we
in
got
Toronto.
there's a few. Kyle McDonald, Dread,
Oh yeah,
Jesus
I
for
thought
Uh,
of
Truth.
Kyle.
Um,
uh,
yourself, Ginger.
Dredson, BC. Myself, I'm in Toronto. There's Tommy in Ontario. Plus, I know Hulk Flats that pops up in the chats.
Uh-huh.
He's in the Northern Ontario area. But there's quite a few people in Ontario that I've met through Cats,
Oh,
which
and
is
Jimbo too.
yeah,
James.
Jimbo's on Ottawa, excuse me.
Oh, that's right.
So yeah, there's a lot of Ontario people that I met through this channel, which is fantastic.
The Canucks.
Yeah.
Oh yes, and
Yeah.
True Love, I can't not mention True Love. She's fantastic, and she's in like Toronto area too somewhere. But yeah, so I've had a pretty awful couple days, but I'm not gonna bore you guys with the details. I'm just happy to be here and to listen. And Scarecrow, I've seen you in the chats more than a few times, and Trotter, we've obviously talked before, as well as Cats. So it's just I'm just happy to be here.
No problem. I got a
Yeah.
question.
Crow's
What
a
do you?
veteran.
Yeah,
We just rolled him out. We had to roll him back out.
yeah. They sucked me just when I thought I was gone. They
Yeah, we
sucked
gotta
me
roll him
right
out.
back in.
Really, where you going? Where you been?
Oh,
Is Phase
um,
here? Because if Phase is here, we're gonna have to get into it, right?
yes, he's gonna be wanting to know about the theory, and I can't deal with that right now.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping he's gone. Shout out to Faze if he is listening. Yeah, I had a question. What do you think about America? You know, being Canadian, what is the news saying about America? I mean, is it like different? Is it negative, or they think we're crazy? I mean, you guys are neighbors, but
Oh, I don't watch the news. You gotta be crazy if you think I watch the news.
Well, when you did
I
watch the news, how was it? What were was it similar?
I'm I grew up with it. Don't get me wrong. Like I was hook, line, and sinker when it comes to the heliocentric system. I've got space tattooed all over my leg. Like I was not a
wow,
fanboy. Like you wouldn't
wow,
believe.
you're one of those. Wow. See, I'm always fascinated when I meet people like you because you were dedicated to them, basically.
Well, I asked for an Enterprise like shooting off into space kind of in the background, but the guy who was doing it after a very long session forgot about that. So yeah, that didn't end up happening. But yeah, I was totally hook, line, and sinker space,
Wow.
and that was my heart's
Wow.
hurdle. Like it's so hard to give up the idea of the science fiction and everyday, like what you see in the media when it comes to space. So it's yeah, I was one of them, and I overcame it, and I'm almost, well, it was 2050 or sometime in 15, uh, July to August that I actually started looking at this, and yeah, oops.
That's all good, bro.
I'm stuck with
Yeah.
it now. But yeah, it's unbelievable.
So what are the good points that you've learned about flat Earth?
Yeah,
It's level.
yeah, but like being so, like, yeah, like you were so head over here with NASA. So it's like, was it hard transition, or did it take a few months for you to accept?
Oh,
Yeah.
it took a very long time.
Yeah. How long
Like,
you like? Year, two?
it was probably about July to August of 2015 that I started looking into it, and I looked into it the same as everyone else. This has got to be a joke. There's no way. No way. Come on. And
Yep. My exact thoughts.
yeah, that's totally how I looked at it. But the first video, it was just a generic flight patterns. That was my first video. And then I ran across Math Powerland, Mark Sargent, Eric Dubay, and all of it just made more and more sense. But the flight patterns, like, I'm sorry, FPV, if you're listening, because I'm an AE guy, and I hate to crap on your channel because I know you guys like to look into all sorts of different stuff, but AE just makes sense to me. That shouldn't rhyme, but it does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's coming from a different place. He's coming from a place with the data that they've been collecting.
Oh,
So,
and don't get me wrong,
you know,
I've watched everything you guys have been putting out,
yeah.
and the Naztec lines, they are very interesting, and everything that series has done is incredibly interesting. And I want to learn more, but I'm still stuck
Yeah,
on that.
it's an ongoing project, man. It's you know they have a lot more to add and to or or deduct from. You know what I mean? But so far it's growing. So
Yeah.
they're doing their thing over there. You know?
And the simple fact that you guys allow me to be on, even though I have my disagreements, is fantastic because nobody hates each other. We're all happy to talk to each other. It's the way it should be. Like,
Yeah, just be respectful, man, for someone else's beliefs and whatnot.
well, yeah,
You know,
a civil conversation is
yeah.
fantastic.
You want to have a good discussion. You know, a good flat earth dialogue. You know, so sometimes you got to put some of your differences aside to keep going respectfully. Just agree to disagree sometimes, and then move forward. You know, you can't get stuck on it.
Oh yeah,
There's some things people are not going to see eye to eye on, and you have to be, I guess, mature enough to realize that and realize just it's useless sometimes going back and forth. So you have to
Yeah.
agree to disagree and end it, end that part and carry on. I guess that's a way of compromising a little bit
well yeah, and it
because
opened
we're
it.
not going to be, not everyone's going to be, spot on with each other and, you know, it's not as simple as it sounds, is it? But
It depends on your circles. All about the
yeah.
circles.
Yeah. What do you think, Cats?
Yes, Cats. What do you think? Oh, it's just not back. Um, yeah, I tend to agree. Like, I don't, I told Trotter before that, if he thinks it's a dome or infinite plane, I don't care. I mean, we're still on the same level playing field. That's all matters. And so, let's try to work together somehow and, not worry about that right now. And then later, hopefully, we'll find out what exactly it is. But a lot of people wants to be right. They got the egos, and they think you're spreading the disinformation because certain person believes some other things. And it's not that. It's just they just think it is. It doesn't mean it's a fact. Doesn't mean you have to believe it. Doesn't mean you know. they're right. They just have their opinion.
Yeah, and a lot of people will interpret the data differently. So the interpretation is going to be different from each researcher. So maybe the data they have, a different researcher might go through it and have a different interpretation of the whole thing, and it might change it somewhat, or it might match what they're doing. You know,
What
but
we all agree,
that's how it is. You know.
Trotter, we all agree it's not a ball in space floating through the heliocentric, crazy doctrine that we've all been brought up with in schools. And that's good enough for me. Like, could it be square? Could it be AE? That's fine. Whatever it turns out to be, we all know that it's not what we've been taught. Not trot, taught.
Trotter, did you get that?
Yeah, I got
Trotter.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow, wow. Okay. But so, what do you see happening in the future? Like, do you think, this is going to keep growing, or is it just going to be steady? Yeah,
It's not going away. I've been talking about it for almost 3 years, and majority of the people that know and like me haven't shunned me away. And I keep talking about it to people whenever I get a chance.
So you do it in public. You talk to people in public about it if you have a chance.
If I get a chance,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Majority of people I work with, and they've known me for the better part of a decade. So they knew me way before I thought flat Earth, and they don't really come against me when I mention it nowadays. The occasional question, but most people just don't care, and that's sad.
Yeah, I think I think if it ends up being true, where they find out it's true, I think it will hit them more.
And that's when people don't care. I
Yeah,
just say, remember where you heard it first.
yeah, because it's gonna affect them sooner or later.
And I don't know how you can't look outside, like just up in the air, and see that and experience everyday life and not see that there's no spinning of the earth, because you'd be leaning to the left or the right wherever you are. Like, you would be feeling the spin. I'm sorry. I don't care if you were born on a roller coaster, you're still going to feel wherever the heck you are. It's not there. Because that was a debate I had with somebody a long time ago, whether you're inside a train as it's moving and you throw a ball around.
Yeah.
And I'm saying if you're standing on top of that same train, you're going to know exactly what the situation is.
Yeah, that's what I tell people. I tell, like, roll down the window. But they want to say that the atmosphere moves with the spin, and it's like, so what? So what? The wind goes against the spin, or what I mean, like, it really is confusing because no, it's like driving. That's what I've always. I did a video. One of my first videos was about that. Like, yeah, get on top of a car and try, throw that ball up there. You're gonna fall.
Yeah, but if you're in a moving train, or well, they're usually, if they use the train usually, and you walk, you feel that you're in something that's moving. You feel the motion, your motion. Even if you're standing still, you can feel motion. even though you're enclosed, and you know, you could feel that what you're in is actually moving underneath you. You could feel the force.
If you honestly
There
think
is
about it.
some motion feel to it.
But you have to honestly think about it, as opposed to just agreeing with what you were taught in school. Like,
Yeah, it's a straw man argument, that train
uh,
mumbo jumbo. It's not even. It's just retarded. It's like, exactly, get on top of the freaking thing or roll the window down. You know what I mean? It's not the same thing.
that's true,
And there
Trotter.
would be speed differences from the equator all the way up. It would be able to explain each acceleration difference and whatnot. And it's just not explainable because it's all freaking drivel.
Well, it's straw man.
Can't even track the sun because it moves as you go towards it. It's like, yeah, it's just, even at high altitude, there's a certain point where you might be able to gauge where it's at, but nobody knows definitively, you know? People need to learn how to say that, you know, they don't know.
But at the same time, a structure can kind of be the same thing as the sun. Like, I live in Niagara Falls, right? So I've got the Skylon Tower, and I was watching this today as I was walking home, and at a certain point, it fits directly between like the pillars of the Double Tree Hotel or whatever the heck it is. And this is going to make me take a video of it tomorrow. So, like, as you're walking, whatever it is that you're looking at, it just it moves with you because that thing is further in the distance. If that makes sense.
Yeah, they say because of the angular position as you approach it, it has that, it's perceived that way. It's really, I try to find out like if there's a term for that, and I couldn't find one. Does anybody know what that is called when it seems to um, move away from you?
Vanishing point?
Not quite. Not what
It's
I'm talking
No,
about.
no. Yeah.
okay. What are you talking about, Ginger? It's
It's
like when you're in a car and you see the moon and it kind of like is traveling with you at a distance, but it can never actually catch up to it for some reason. Everything else moves along.
oh no, a much slower pace. I walk everywhere. I'm not driving. So when I'm watching things move in the distance, it's at a very slow pace.
But you know
And
they're fast. Yeah, I forgot what. Right? Like I remember seeing trains. Even trains when you're like far distant, it's like barely moving, but you know it's going fast.
yeah, I honestly don't know the term, but again, with my Niagara and going down the highway, you watch a an orchard as you're driving past, and you see those straight lines, but of trees and whatnot, and the way they look is just really bizarre. And this is stuff that I've only noticed as I've been awakened, as far as realizing that things aren't the way we've been told. But can I throw this one out there, guys, for you guys? Because this is one of the things that I really I want to make my own video of this one.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, we're
All
listening.
right. Okay, you know the K word. Uh kids equals goats or baby goats, which equals Baphomet, which equals blah blah blah. So
Yeah,
what's a baby sheep?
Damn.
Well, there's a lamb, but if you're Scottish, it's a ewe.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you guys
You
by any means.
no you.
A ewe is also known as a baby sheep, or a ewe is a sheep. EWE. That's the
Yeah. Oh,
spelling.
yeah. Yeah. Okay.
And how screwed up is that? That most people like uh, that people call people asleep is basically a sheep, but that would be a ewe.
Yeah.
And 90% of the people are probably asleep, or at least not paying attention to the things that we are. So somebody asleep would pretty much be a you. And again, not pointing towards any panel members
Yeah. You're like, so you
because
can even say, you can say you are asleep. Like,
yeah,
she,
EWE
yeah,
are
exactly.
asleep.
Exactly. It's their
It's
sheep.
all wordplay and word manipulation that just happens to be out there. So I think that was I thought that was a really interesting one because that just came to me the other night. But yeah, I don't know if you guys have ever thought of you as sheep or you as the masses that are out there.
No, I didn't. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, just one of those things that has popped into my mind because I also think about breaking down ODD's all meat, no potatoes video and just putting it into individual segments because it's like an hour long plus video and it's also AE oriented, which is again why I didn't really want to mention it on the stream because I know you guys have alternate looks at things, and again, the fact that you already know that I'm an AE guy, that you're still welcome to have me is awesome because it's one of those things that I don't know.
No, you're good. Listen, I'm for whatever is the truth. Whether it be the square or the triangle or whatever, octagon, AE map, whatever it may be. I'm looking for the truth also, brother. But right now it just looks like they're they have a progressive. They're going in a progressive direction, and maybe maybe the data needs to be interpreted by somebody else. Maybe he'll come up with something else during those interpretations, because that's another thing that people are going to scrutinize: who's interpreting the data, and that's always going to be up for debate as well. So the more people that get on this, you can cover more ground basically, and you know what I'm saying.
The Eternal Padawan in the chat just said that an oo or you or whatever. Sorry, I just said it and I'm screwing it up. EWE is a female sheep,
Okay,
but
right on,
I,
Padawan.
as we all know, gender this day and age doesn't seem to matter, which is crazy in itself.
Well, in the mainstream media, it doesn't seem to matter, and what they're pushing to the kids, yeah, it's wickedness. it's crazy, you know.
And the fact that they're pushing it, like,
It's sick, It's sick. It's sick.
come to your own decision at your own point, but there's no need to push it the way that it's pushed.
Yep. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Isn't that right, Crow?
Yeah, I totally agree. I was gonna ask you a question, like, what is that gonna take you for for them to convince you what the world really is? Like, do you feel like you have to take the photo yourself, or do you need to be in a rocket up there? I mean, what is it? Because obviously, if they do a press conference saying this is the real picture, you're not gonna believe it. You're gonna question it. I mean, so I mean, are you like? Can they ever prove to you that it's a globe?
If I had the sound effects of crickets, I would love it.
Yeah, right.
But
That's a
no,
good question because I mean, they're gonna try, keep trying.
They might not be able to do the Earth in one shot. It may have to be stitched together. I mean, it may be a square plane or an octagon or whatever, a circle. I don't think they could ever get high enough to take an image of the entire plane of existence. I don't know.
it's flat until proven otherwise. Because I experience a flat, motionless plane. So I can't go heliocentric ever until it's proven without NASA and whoever else to say it. It's flat. There's everything I observe is flat. I, I see it. Most people can't see it, but I see it. So that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always say that I have to be up there in a I have to literally be up there in ISS, and even then, I mean, they show us that if you're in ISS, you can see the curve. So you don't have to see the whole world, but as long as you can see a good curve, then that lets you know that there's a possibility, you know, there's the ball.
Mythbusters showed the same thing, and that was proven to be completely BS.
But what they showed, what did they show? I don't think I've seen it.
Adam went up in a plane, and it was like a spy plane or something, and it went up high enough that you can hear Adam saying, and again, I assume it's Adam because I don't think it was Jamie, but you can see the curve of the Earth from here. And when you look at a different camera angle, you can see the fisheye versus regular lens.
Yes,
It was pathetic and disgusting. So
it's pretty weird. So obviously he knows. Number one, he lied, which he's an idiot for, because he was, he sold his soul pretty much because he didn't want to lose his job or. But yeah, they do all these little tricks to, propaganda. That show is just a propaganda to prove that we landed on the moon and that there's curves and everything.
oh, and if you want to take a sidetrack from flat Earth, just look at the like popular people in the music industry and the number of people that have claimed to have sold their souls to become famous. That is so disgusting. It is unbelievable. I don't know if you've ever looked into the music industry and just how corrupt that seems to be. And Scarecrow, I know you make music of your own, but so I'm not saying it's you, but the music industry was right
Yeah,
where I was before I turned flat Earth, looking
yeah,
into all the music videos and the imageries and the whatnot.
it is so weird because like Katy Perry was a Christian, and she did a Christian album. Do you know she was doing Christian songs and she was not selling, So next you know it, she comes out with a song called, I Kissed a Girl, and I liked it, and all of a sudden she's so famous, and it makes you think, that, she probably did sell her soul just to get a piece of that pie. So yeah, it's definitely infiltrated, and
Oh, she's
you
not the
know,
only one.
yeah, oh yeah, there's definitely a lot, a
Well, that
lot of,
have admitted to it.
yeah, oh yeah, Chowder.
Yo,
Do you know any more about the music industry?
well, most of the hip hop world is freaking all gay and Illuminati. That's known in the whole community that's involved. There's and then the people that are straight be talking about it. That's why there's a lot of artists that they're better than the guys that are on radio, but they're not on radio because they're not selling themselves out. They're doing their own thing, producing their own music, working on platforms like SoundCloud and whatnot, and just doing their own thing. I'm but that's just hip hop. There's a lot more. I mean, it's the same thing in mainstream pop music. You see it everywhere. All the symbolism, it's all there. We see it. I guess we see it because we got those glasses on. We took that red pill.
And I'm an oldies fan. I love oldies, and I can't listen to it the same. It kills me because I grew up with that crap, and yeah, love oldies.
Yeah, it's in music. It's also in the movies.
Definitely movies.
Got
It,
plenty of
it
movies on that.
it is hard to enjoy movies now, even though I do once in a while watch a movie. So I just, for the most part, you know, kind of like it's like watching movies in HD now. Like you can tell, when they're inside a studio and things are fake. It just it, the luxury of it has faded.
If I can throw out two movies everybody should watch, Capricorn 1 and Wag the Dog. They are great movies.
Yeah, Capricorn One was had O.J. Simpson in it.
Yeah, OJ.
Uh, but yeah, they picked a mission to go to Mars. If anybody, that believes that we didn't land on the moon, that's a perfect movie to see what could have been, probably what happened. And so, yeah, really, I need to watch Wag the Dog though. I haven't not seen that.
Oh, it is worth a view. It's basically a fake Iraq, if you want to call it that. But they wanted to. Well, the president was charged with a scandal of some sort, and to get away from it, he decided to fake a war with Albania as opposed to Iraq, but just totally green screened everything, and it's all in the movie, and it's fantastic. At least as far as showing the BS that can manipulate people watching your everyday news or your indoctrination hour.
Yeah, they were scripting narratives for news. It was like fake news. They were propagating things to steer the agenda or to steer the general population's what would you say, their vote. Persuade them into a different direction.
Yeah, and starring Alden Alda or whatever from MASH, Hawkeye,
Hmm.
who's he's a great actor. I'm sorry. When it comes to actors, he's pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's had some interesting roles, hasn't he? As an actor off of MASH.
Yeah, those are two of my favorite movies. Being now that I'm aware of things, and if you guys know the Kevin Smith movie Dogma, that's
Yeah,
also one of my favorites.
that's with Chris Rock, Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Matt Damon.
Yep.
So yeah, it's that's a funny movie.
Such a great movie. So you guys know that I'm a cat lover, and then not just cats that is hosting our show, but I've got 4 of them.
Mhm.
My kittens I named Platypus because of like the first 2 seconds of the movie Dogma. And the other one I named Skiba because I love Rob Skiba. And Cass, I heard you laugh there, so you're with us.
Yeah, I am.
How are you?
I'm here. How am I? How am
Yeah,
I?
yeah. How are you doing, Cats?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. I was just quiet for a while. Had to do something, but I'm here. So how are you, Ginger?
Oh, I won't complain. Uh, I'm just happy to be talking to you, fine folk. It's always great because I don't have many people to talk to about these things, and I even though I'm a very quiet person, I freaking love to talk when it's something I'm passionate about. And the only thing I'm passionate about is flat Earth. So, yeah, I'm just happy to be here.
Well, we're happy that you're on our panel. Well, you're always welcome.
Oh, and I appreciate that too.
Just like Crow and others, they're welcome in our panel.
So, shill scanner isn't Russian.
No,
That's a slight joke.
I don't know. I don't want to be the one to.
Yeah, he's Russian. He is
I
Russian.
don't know.
He's Russian. He was practicing his American accent the other day.
Oh, he did fantastic. I got to say.
He does a really good Obama.
Who? Who?
Shield scanner.
I know Obama.
He could do President Obama. Yeah, does it really well.
Yeah, the guy who
Yeah,
said
he's Russian. Привет, shill. That's all I know in Russian. I hope I got it right.
That made me laugh the other day because I'm ignorant and I didn't know. But that was funny.
But I guess we're gonna end this already. I know it's late in the Eastern. I don't know what time it is over there, but I think I guess we're done for right now. Unless you have anything to say, Carter, Cole.
I mean, I don't.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, if you guys want to shut it down, we'll shut it down. Wow.
Ginger, do you have anything else to say?
Oh no, just again, thank you again for having me on because I love talking and nobody will let me. So, thank you.
Oh, you're
Yeah, brother.
welcome.
You're welcome,
You're
man.
welcome.
Okay, well, I'll go ahead and finish off. Thanks everybody in chats for joining, taking your guys' time to be here with us on our panel. I mean, in our chat room and listening to our panel. Trotter, Crow, Dojo, and Ginger. And you guys, well, thank you for being here too on our channel with Trotter. You guys are always welcome here. Anything else you guys want to say?
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you guys soon. Yeah. Peace out, everybody.
Peace out, everybody.
Take
Bye.
care.